Welcome, everybody, to Gehenna Gaming's Saturday Night One-Shot Series. I am your storyteller this evening, Rick Wheeler. You can find me on Twitter as OopsAllSetite. And with me tonight are some of my very wonderful guests. I will have them introduce themselves. They can tell you a little bit about them, where you can find them, and who they will be playing this evening as we play this wonderful game called Liminal, put out by Modifius. It is set in a world, it's a little bit similar to the World of Darkness. There's a little bit more cohesion among the supernatural people of the night, but we'll get into that in just a moment. My guests, let's start with our friend Jen.
Hello, I'm Jen. I go by Savage Sparrow on the internet. You can find me streaming on my own page, or tomorrow I'll be streaming Pathfinder on the Penny for a Tale channel. I also run an awesome website called savagesparrow.com for amazing nerdy t-shirts, apparel, and accessories.
Great stuff. Let's go clockwise. Next is Victoria.
Yes, my name is Victoria Vela. I am Spicy Jesus, or Jesus_Spicy on Twitter, and I will be playing Marisol Mendoza.
Awesome. Next up, my Gehenna Gaming partner in crime, at least one of three. There's the power trio there. Mr. Ian E. Muller.
Sorry, my mind went to a dark place there for a second. Hello, I'm Ian Muller. Sorry, you said power trio and my brain said power bottom, and it's an entirely different thing.
It's quite different.
Wait, but was that just confirmation?
You heard it here first.
No comment. I'm Ian Muller. I am the VP of Strategy for Gehenna Gaming and one of the co-founders, like Rick said. Tonight I will be playing Dr. Tony Marshall, an American expat over in London, and a medical professional with a severe interest in all things undead.
Oh shoot, were we supposed to tell what our character was?
You can.
Yeah, I forgot.
We'll double back. That's all good.
Yeah.
Next up, our other good friend, April.
I know you said something, but then I saw the chat, and my mind just like broke for a quick second. Sorry, I was excited about the Gehenna Gaming OnlyFans. I'm April. You can find me online at April Raygun. I am the second half of Slady's ATL, a gender and ethnically diverse group of people who stream. I know there's better ways to say that, and we have a sentence for that, and I just can't remember it because I can't stop thinking of the OnlyFans now, and I'm in a weird place, and it also got dark.
It's how the
You're welcome.
It's how the supernatural division they're playing keeps funded.
Our OnlyFans, awesome.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah,
Links
I
below.
don't. Oh, I'm playing Allison Monroe. I'll remember to do that. I'm a professional. Oh my god, this is just going so bad. Everyone stop laughing.
And Allison Monroe is a senior.
She is a senior crime scene investigator, but do not call her CSI.
Not at all.
Don't do it.
Don't. You
No, no promises.
Jen and Victoria, did you want to double back and talk about your characters at all?
Yeah, because I feel really bad for not saying my character. I am playing Detective Samira Begum, who basically had a bad experience with the supernatural that may or may not have scarred her physically and emotionally. And, now she's working for this team, and that's fine. I'm sure there'll be no problems.
Yeah. It's going to go great.
My character, Marisol, is a civilian psychic consultant for P Division. And they're trying to find the soul of their mother who worked with them. So she just came to England or London specifically, and she's, a little about everything, but yeah.
So this is going to be a very fun game. We have a bunch of very fun people. Yeah, anyway, let me tell you a little bit about Liminal. So this is set in London, modern day. I can never pronounce the river correctly. It's like Thames.
The Thames.
The River Thames.
Thames. It's hard for you Yanks to say it. I know.
It is very hard. So the north of the Thames, anything goes supernatural wise. A lot of the different entities out there, whether they're shape changers, ghosts, vampires, fae, in the different courts of fae, they operate kind of out in the open, and there's a veil between normal reality, the normal populace of London, and themselves. It's almost as if, unless you have a direct encounter with one of them, they're hidden to you. Members of P Division, which many of the police force don't know about, it's a secret group. Many of the people who are in P Division were hired because they have had experiences of the supernatural and are able to see with the second sight into this world. The group we are following tonight are funnily called the Fang Gang. They are the Vampire Forensics Squad within P Division. And they will have a very interesting task tonight as we begin, set in London, modern day. We will be kind of explaining the system as we go along. This is our first time playing this game. This is a 2d6 system. The characters have character sheets all with them. When you roll for a challenge of any kind, you take the 2 skills that the storyteller will bring up. And basically, you roll the 2d6 and it's your skill level plus 8. And unless there is another factor, as far as something that's difficult, it's foggy, you're trying to shoot, there's a lot of distraction, chaos, you're trying to think of something, that will increase that difficulty a little bit more. As far as initiative, we'll just be rolling your awareness roll. And everything else will kind of go and learn as we go along. We'll explain those mechanics for both ourselves and the audience, so that if you're interested in this game, hopefully after watching this one shot, you will be interested in this game. Pick it up, run it, and have a great time with it, and you'll know how to play. So without further ado, let's begin. The Fang Gang begins work. It is 6 a.m. on a cold, dismal Monday, and they walk into the basement of this nondescript building. It's not a police station. No one would ever expect that it was. However, the basement of this building is where they have their offices, their medical facilities, their holding cells for the supernatural, if need be. In the past, many of a vampire that was found, exhumed, or guilty of a crime have walked in these doors, have never walked out, including that cat we just saw.
Who keeps letting cats in the building?
Durkin.
Sorry, I can't help it. I just keep feeding them.
Gosh darn fate court. Spies everywhere. Or shapeshifters.
Wait, no one told me they were fae here.
You all arrive and file in. Who wants to start the scene? As we enter the common area, coffee has already been made by one of the staff janitors. Who arrives first?
Oh, first.
I will be very punctual, probably arriving well before anyone else, possibly before the coffee's made. The newspaper, my cell phone, earbuds in, walk over, pour myself some coffee, sit down, listening to some music, reading the paper for the day, just waiting.
I feel like Samira would come in next. There is it seems like she expected that this time she would be the first one to arrive, and there is a small, like, vein that appears on her forehead when she realizes that she is not. But, like, she doesn't say anything, and, very much goes to beelines for the coffee pot with just how would you rate the quality of our dishwater today, Doctor?
What? Sorry, music. What?
Never mind. And she just takes the drink.
He leaves one of the earbuds out so he can actually hear if anyone else speaks to him and goes back to reading the paper.
I can come in next. Allison comes walking in behind. Comes up to the coffee. Good morning, everyone. Morning. Anything interesting happened last night with anyone? Did you catch that awful display of the ball game? They kicked the ball there, and I don't know. Small talk.
It was a valiant effort, Miss Monroe.
Well,
Points
and she
for
goes
trying.
to her desk. She just walks off.
On your desk, Senior Specialist Monroe, there is a letter from Detective Inspector Skinner.
Oh, what's this old bat want now?
You can almost, as you're reading it, hear it in his droll, annoying deadpan voice that says, "Try not to get too excited. There are a few announcements. I'm sad to say our request for a replacement coffee machine has been turned down for budgetary reasons.
Every time.
Secondly, the venue for the Christmas celebration has been settled for the 10th year in a row now. We'll be ignoring the usual festive nonsense, getting straight down to the bladdered local tavern. Anyone who suggests the wearing of Christmas jumpers will be transferred somewhere nasty."
He says that every year. We always ask. Never transfers us.
This is literally in the quick start. It's hilarious.
That makes me happy.
Props to the writers. Finally, we have some guests after months of lobbying and persuasion and in and out blackmail. The powers that be in the mine have agreed to lend us the Fang Gang, sorry, P Division forensic specialists, that they'll be working the exhumation site at the St. James Garden next to Euston. If you see them wandering around the station, make sure you make them feel suitably unwelcome. Signed, Detective Inspector Skinner, PhD.
I think at this point, Marisol comes in. She's actually been in the area for a while. She's just been in her car trying to psych herself up. And then, and she's actually holding some coffees, and she's holding like a bunch of coffees like in a tray, and she has just like a bag full of just things, just a big bag full of things, like just like a tote bag. And she just like comes in and is just like, "I heard about the coffee machines. Anybody want coffee?"
Oh,
And I
please.
saw you, most beautiful, amazing, lovely creature of the gods. Yes.
You continue to be the guiding light in the heart and the soul of this operation, such as
The only
it is.
only reason any of us are alive, honestly.
I
Truly.
haven't slept.
Thank you.
You should probably do that at some point, because it would be of great misfortune for the rest of us for you to perish unexpectedly.
Well, you might not get much sleep soon because we have this memo, and I tell them what the memo said. Starting with, firstly, no coffee machine because, of course not.
You'd think they could afford a bloody Keurig at this point.
Second, back to that same old greasy tavern for the holidays. And thirdly, a mission for the Fang Gang.
I really wish that he wouldn't call us that.
I really wish you wouldn't put it in memos that go corporate wide that now everyone has access to. That now is okay.
Yeah.
That is the name that we have been lovingly dubbed for our vampire hunting.
Oh,
And this.
I
And
see.
she pulls out the necklace that everyone's familiar with is a necklace of vampire teeth. I would like to add some more to this, and we might have an option too. And she puts it back in.
Remind me to add flyers to my medical kits.
Oh yes, I did steal your last pair. I'm so sorry about that. I just needed it, and I didn't have any. I now have 2 in my pocket, just in case.
So you can dual wield them.
Yeah.
Well, you have to do both teeth, and it's really if you can get them both in just a quick job.
Is it
One
more
quick
points
movement.
if you get it?
I mean, I
Same
believe
time.
so.
Mm.
If you could do 2 at once, that's even better than doing 1 at once.
I do enjoy doing things 2 at once.
I mean, as long as there's power at the bottom, everything's fine.
Are they like
I believe I
well
transferred here.
the dead that I have most contact with are the ghosts, the spirits. Are the vampires sort of similar in nature, fickleness, or?
They're very fickle.
Pants.
Did you say pants? Pants? They wear pants as opposed to the ghosts. Is that what you're meaning by that
That's
reaction?
how you know it's a ghost.
They're not wearing
Waist
pants.
down, it's just mist.
I mean, it depends on the age of the vampire, wouldn't you say? There are some of those that wear those peculiar breeches, the tights with the.
But those are still technically a
velour.
pantaloon, a pants-like accessory.
How does one
Square
qualify pant-like items?
I mean, as long as I guess it's not fully open at the bottom and not a skirt, it would be a pants-like item as long as there's 2.
They could be Highlander vampires. You don't know.
I mean, well, then they would be
why
wearing
would you
kilts.
judge?
Have you... never mind.
Well, the last
No.
Highlander vampire that we found, there was only one of them apparently, and
Yeah, it
there
was
could only
waving
be
around
one
its
Highlander
claymore
vampire at a
like
time.
some sort of ridiculous William Wallace figure.
Yes,
Honestly, it was so many years ago. You'd think he'd get over it by now.
but no, never.
She begins writing in like a notebook that she has like vampires wear pants. Very important.
Underline.
We are screwed if Winnie the Pooh becomes a vampire and comes after her, because she is not going to know what to do.
Not gonna be prepared.
You're wearing them pants, you can't be a vampire, come on in.
Checks book for heffalumps. Ooh, it's in there. Samira gets a alert on her cell phone.
Whips out phone. What's it say?
There is a gentleman who is a security officer at that exhumation site, exhumation site. I can never pronounce that. There are 2 dead bodies that he has found at the beginning of his shift, torn apart, needs backup immediately.
All right, I suppose it's as good a time as any to get moving towards our destination. And it would appear that there's a desperate need for our aid right at this moment.
There's always a desperate need.
Did someone die?
2 someones, and there were 5 exclamation points and a 1. So I assumed that there was some great urgency that we must go.
Oh, did he tell you the names of the victims? Oh, we'll probably find out over there.
Yes, I was just given dead bodies, exclamation, 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 1, exclamation.
Okay. Because sometimes if the spirits are still there, they're more open to answering questions if you give them something that they like.
And what do ghosts typically like? Or just
Uh,
what the person liked?
What's a person likes?
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yes.
Well, I guess we must hurry. Oh, this will
Yes.
be fun. Dr. Marsha, how about you drive? It's always funny when you have to drive.
Yes, please remember the correct side of the road.
Yes,
to
we're
drive
just
along.
doing this to help you get better acquainted with our legal and road systems, not because it's hilarious.
Not at all.
Sure. Certainly. One moment, please. And I get up and I leave the room and I go to my lab and I collect travel medical kit, and I just take a minute. Why did I transfer here? Money. That's why. Money. Okay. All right. And I walk back in the room, composed again.
You know we're not getting paid well. They won't buy a coffee machine.
Shall we?
Yes, let's get going. I grab my stuff. Do I have stuff? No, I'm unarmed. Woohoo!
Marisol actually got like one of those electric tea kettles, but seeing how as everybody like just inhales caffeine, it's just like, I don't know if I can use this.
Yeah. Samira's gonna grab an extra clip from her desk just in case.
Marisol probably just has like, she has all that she sort of needs in her little tote bag, and she carries around.
It's
Question
just like
to
the
the
Mary
DM.
Poppins bag.
If
Yes.
we had a weapon, would you put that on our character sheet?
Yes. However,
Okay, yeah, I have nothing.
A
Same.
couple weapons.
I am totally cool with letting you have a weapon.
No, I don't want a weapon.
Okay,
I have an unarmed score, and I'm going to use that. Thank you very much.
cool.
Awesome.
Like to pick up a stapler?
Interestingly enough, because this is set in
You're
the
dual-wielding
UK,
pliers.
Yeah, I do wielding pliers.
beautiful. Because this is set in the UK, one thing that makes this quite different from World of Darkness is that there are not many firearms. Most of the police use batons. In fact, I think one of the batons that Jen has, detective, kind of acts as a stake. In fact, there is like a stake kind of launcher in this system as well. But yeah, there's no machine guns, flamethrowers, at least that I could tell. They could be further in the book. We'll have to see. But one of the things that makes this game interesting is that combat's a little trickier. It's easy rolls. However, it's not just like, I've got a shotgun because it's America.
We're in Britain. I have a teapot.
I have sort of like this touch of death thing that I have, but it's like that can affect both ghosts and the living, but it's basically the same damage as unarmed.
So what I'm hearing is everyone has an ability but me.
Well, you have to do something. You've got the teeth. You are.
You're
You're the pliers.
Hey, you're specialist.
I am the lead investigator.
Mhm.
Okay, team, let's go. And I lead my team to the car, and I give the keys to Dr. Marshall, and I sit in the passenger seat and let him get in the driver's seat. Actually, I don't get in the car first. I wait to see which side he's going to go into.
So laugh at him.
I do go to the correct side of the car.
He's learning.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's well done. Well done.
Oh, he's learning. How quaint.
Unlock the car, get in.
Marisol
start
just
it.
does not know how to drive whatsoever. So it's
Don't worry, we'll learn you soon.
Once we get to Dr. Marshall, we'll teach you next.
Exactly.
But we'll take you first to a place a little bit less deserted with less cars.
Do some of those wheelies in the pocket.
Wheelies? Oh, okay.
But for now, we have to make Dr. Marshall drive through that giant roundabout, which he loves. Are you going to go? Are you going to start the car and are we going to leave?
Where we once you tell me the address, yes.
She reads off the address on. I assume they texted me where specifically, right?
None of us know where we're going.
It was actually the same location that Allison had
Yes.
gotten a briefing of. It is St. James Garden, next to a station where they are exhuming over 40,000 corpses from a site.
And I dump the address into the GPS on my phone, stick the phone into one of those little things that sticks to an air vent, and I pull out and start driving.
Important question. Does your GPS have a UK accent, an American accent, or a novelty accent such as Snoop Dogg?
It has a UK accent.
Okay.
Is it male or female?
It is female. It has the female UK accent so that it properly pronounces the word rotary.
Ooh.
Rotary.
Everyone in the car appreciates that.
Indeed.
Beautiful. You arrive on the site. It is a very old church. Half of it is been taken down. There are bricks everywhere, chain link fences. Driving by to get to work, you've seen that during the day and sometimes late through the evening, there are a number of protesters lined up beside here. Not everyone is thrilled that this historic building is being exhumed for a new mega structure or municipal building. It's still even quite undecided, or it hasn't been released to the public why they are exhuming this. But you know, in the P division, that this has been something that has been piquing your interest. With this many bodies being moved that are this old, some as far back as the 1600s, there was a vampiric infection through the ages here, especially in the 1800s. A number of these bodies could have been staked. And during this construction process, they could have been dislodged. That has been one of the fears. It's been maybe a 1 in a million chance, but the text you received tonight makes you think that perhaps the odds are not in London's favor. As you arrive, you see the gentleman who did message you, security officer Joe Hurst. He is a 56-year-old man. One of his legs looks like is a little more limp than the other. He has a cane that he uses to walk. Typical gray security guard uniform. No baton or anything. He's got a very large mag light that you could tell he would, shake at a hooligan if he had to. But he looks shaken. You've seen him before passing by here to check in the area now and then for such cases. It's possible that some of you, especially Dr. Marshall, has taken a look at some of the bodies that they have exhumed over the last few weeks, although infrequently. But he does approach you as he sees the car pull up. Sabir, I'm very, very glad you have arrived. We have a problem.
Yes, I noticed the excessive exclamation points. What is it you require, please?
Right this way. I have had some of the workers put up a tent so the public cannot see. Right this way. And he leads you into what looks like to be a very makeshift tent that someone had bought at a party store and literally tarped around so the public couldn't see. But there on the chain link fence, there are 2 sets of hands that are handcuffed together onto the fence, protesters, without bodies. One of the bodies is still there. It is extremely torn up. Puncture marks, bite wounds, scratches. And the other body is missing. This looks like forensically it's been preserved rather well. Some of the dirt here. There's been a recent rainfall. You have a number of footprints. You have shoe sizes. You have instantly walking on site, a clear path as far as where things led to. And instantly tell that one of these 2 young women were scratched up very much so. Their personal belongings still on site. He hands you a Ziploc bag, rather large, a freezer bag full of some of those items.
I immediately pocket the keys after locking the car, pull on some latex gloves. Ma'am, if I may.
She would nod to the doctor, hand the bag to Marisol with that look of like, do your thing, and then look at the guard with, as she's looking at the footprints. So how many have been through my crime scene so far? Or is this untouched?
I mean, largely untouched. I had one other gentleman from the police force put this up, but I knew to call you right away.
Very good.
Yeah, they knew it was a murder, but as soon as I had called this into your squad after working with you, they knew it was hands off. This is largely untouched.
Dr. Marshall, a pair of gloves, please.
I just pull a Ziploc bag that has individual pairs of gloves out and hand it to her without looking.
So wait, is it a Ziploc bag full of individual gloves, or do you have an individual Ziploc bag per glove?
Per pair of gloves.
Okay.
So it's a Ziploc bag with a pair of gloves in it. Like, and he just has a bunch of them in his bag because he expects people to forget to bring them themselves, and he just hands it to you and walks
Yes.
and keeps walking.
And I will help you investigate this scene.
I very carefully step around anything obvious on the ground and approach the body, and pull a small flashlight out and just start inspecting.
So, Dr. Marshall, you're going to be inspecting the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Samira and Allison, what are you planning to look at?
I have a skill specialty called Scene of Crime Awareness. I would like to use that.
By all means.
I don't know what that means, but I would like to do that.
Okay, so we're going to make a roll. So, scene of the crime. Let's do.
And I would like to also make a medical forensics roll.
Okay. I'm going to have Allison roll her.
2d6, correct?
Yep, 2d6, and you're going to add your, I suppose, science.
My science is a 2. That's good.
And then what is the skill specialty?
So you'll get a bonus success. Or actually, you'll get I'll add one
Plus
to
one.
your roll.
Okay.
Yep.
So I rolled 9 is my roll, plus 2 for science, 9, 10, 11. And then I have, so that's 11 plus my skill specialty. So 12?
Yeah, perfect. So that is a pass.
All right.
Woohoo! I could do basic math.
And I rolled a 8 plus 2 for medicine plus 1, so I rolled an 11.
Oh, don't you wish you were as good as me?
And you specifically rolled your medicine. Gotcha. And you have forensics as well. So I'll give you that.
Wait, it says aware. So should I use my awareness and not my science?
Scene of crime?
Yeah. Because then it would be plus 1 more, because my awareness is 3.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you one more. So 13. Awesome. Okay, so the doctor, actually, before I get to that, Marisol, what are you looking for?
I'm going to see if the girls, were they the 2 women? Were they
2 women.
2 women? I'm going to just take a quick look, or just take a quick, just look around a little bit to see if their souls are still lingering. But I'm also trying to I'm going to probably ask Dr. Marshall what their names were.
You have the bag of their personal effects that we just gave you. So like if there's a wallet or something in there, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna look through, I guess, their wallet and stuff like that. I put on gloves, probably from Dr. Marshall. And I'm going to try and see if I can find driver's licenses, just some kind of identification.
And then Samira is gonna ask if there were any witnesses, or recordings or anything to that effect that they confiscated. Because I assume with a site this big and a project that we're doing, that there was some sort of security.
Gotcha. Okay. Starting with Dr. Marshall. These women have been dead for about 3 hours.
I verbally notate that, but I'm just speaking to myself.
Okay. Their wounds are brutal. There are bites, claw marks, multiple punctures. One of the women has been completely exsanguinated. The other one has been torn open but much of her blood appears to have been vomited around the site.
That's strange. That's very unusual.
Question.
Yes.
Given my character's background with the one that's been torn and ripped apart, does that look familiar?
You question it.
Mm.
You've seen a number of vampire attacks. You know that that's not usual. You know that a vampire could do that, but you know a number of other things that could cause that as well. Allison, you go through that back of personal effects.
That was Marisol who was going through the bag.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah.
I was investigating the crime scene.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Marisol, you see that it does list their names. Tegan Barnes. Oh, sorry, not Tegan Barnes. I'm just going to screw up now. Lucy Bruce and Becca Davey, both protesters, college students locally.
And Becky, what?
Becca Davey.
Oh, Becca Davey. Okay. What were their ages?
20 and 21.
Okay.
As you're looking through their personal effects, the security officer does tell you that he has seen these two here a couple nights a week. They take shifts with other college students. It seemed like nothing like this he's ever seen before. He did not expect to find these two people here harmed in any way. They often had people with them, with their friends. You know, every now and then it would just be the two, but you can tell that he is shaken to his core, like as if he got to know them a little personally.
Were you close to them? Can you tell me anything about what they might have liked? Just about them a little bit. It can make my job a bit easier.
Okay. Well, Becca really loved history. She wanted to preserve this place. Lucy was more into sociology. She knew that people really cared about this building. She studied entomology a lot, the origins of things. I think they had a lot of personal connections, whether people in this community or family members who thought that this place was special to them. They didn't want to see it harmed or taken down in any way. They were both postgraduates, very much into human rights, international conflict. They were really well-known faces in these protests here. I saw them quite often. You know, and I keep water bottles and all kinds of things in my personal trailer, and I feel for these young people who care about something. And I used to share some of my provisions with them, make sure that they were hydrated and taken care of. It's an awful shame.
It is a really bad tragedy. They were very young and seemed to be very empathetic. Do you have do they like anything in particular?
I think
Personal
they both,
belongings that they really enjoyed.
well, often when they were here for hours on end, we would talk about soccer quite a bit. Football it's mostly known around here. I'm from the States as well. But I mean, we'd talk about the matches. They were both big fans of Manchester United, and oh gosh. I mean, I'm not sure how that's going to help your case, but they were passionate fans. We'd even keep the radio on here every now and then and listen to it together.
We would hear
All right,
Samira say, Leeds United, or get the fuck out.
And the Reds go marching on. Oi, oi, oi! Sorry, I actually am a Man U fan in real life. Sorry. I hate sports except for soccer.
I was
So.
going to say, that explains a lot. Anyway.
Oh,
you
hell
give me
no. I have to leave the stream now because I feel like someone in here might be a Liverpool fan.
Anyway.
Roll initiative.
I just know the Amanda Palmer song.
All right, PvP was not on anyone's red. We're good to go.
Nope. Time to kill the doctor.
Ow.
Madrid. Anyway.
Okay, I give you that.
Marisol, she's gonna again look around to see if their souls are still wandering or nearby, if she feels anything or sees anything.
Of course. That is a special ability
Yeah.
you have. While
It's
everyone
passive,
here
yeah.
can see the liminal world, you can see ghosts. You can even summon them by rolling lore versus a challenge rating.
Yes,
Please roll 2d6 and add your lore rating of 3.
26 and a lore rating of 3. Okay. Before I do that though, I kind of want to like make a little area, just sort of like I kind of like take out like a little blanket, like a little nice blanket. I take out a radio and put it in the sort of like the sports section, and I put it down. And I also put down I sort of like put down like tea, stuff like that, just sort of things that I think or I guess I would know that like young college age girls would like, just so they're in a more comfortable setting when I summon them. Yeah, and then I'll begin trying to summon them. Yeah.
Perfect. Give you the roll.
86 plus 3. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's a 9.
It's not quite enough.
Okay.
And I will be right with you to tell you what happens with that.
Oh no.
As we move to Samira and her investigation.
Yeah, so okay.
Oh, I thought it was a challenge level of 8. Never mind. Keep going.
The challenge level plus, so it's your skill, right? Which is 3 plus 8 was your difficulty. So you're
Oh, I see.
So you got a 9, so it was 2 below.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I have like I said, I was trying to see talk to the guard if there was any security camera footage or any recordings like that, or any witnesses who might have saw what happened. I do have an exceptional ability that gives me +2 awareness to find hidden objects, or streetwise to find contacts or witnesses.
Awesome. Let's do that then.
Okay.
Let's do the streetwise.
Okay.
I think that'll come in real handy.
Well, if I roll well, we'll see. 8.
So you got an 8, and that with your awareness, that is a success.
Yay!
The security guard does bring you to the security shack. And you see some footage that the two young women were attacked by one assailant. Chained to the fence, there was nowhere for them to go. There seemed to be no one in earshot as this murder occurred. The one that was exsanguinated, the man wearing 1800s garb, very thin, jumped on her, bit her, filled himself with her blood as the other one screamed and tried to get help, trying to hit this man off of her friend to no avail. He then tried to do the same thing to her, to try and take in more of the blood, as if he was famished. You could tell that you've seen a number of vampires before. And it seemed like this one didn't know what he was doing at all. His eyes were bigger than his stomach. And as he tried to take in more blood, he ended up vomiting a bunch of it out. And then in a frenzied rage, attacked. Which is very difficult for you to watch.
Yeah.
With your background or not, this is tough for anyone to watch. And you see him vomit up a lot of the remains. He then runs in a northwest direction.
Okay.
Frantically.
Did it look like something scared him off, or just, time to go? Like, was it in reaction to something, or
No, you don't see him panicking, looking around, or anything, one thing in particular. He is looking around his surroundings, but it didn't seem like anything triggered him specifically.
And did he take the other body with him?
Yes.
Okay. So he was running at full speed, like he didn't seem unimpeded carrying this other body.
No.
Okay. So yeah, like Samira kind of forces herself to watch the full thing, and is just sort of hanging on to her left arm, just very tightly to just sort of retain that control. And when it's done, she sort of takes a moment to collect herself before looking at the guard with is this the only copy of this?
It is. Storyteller pause. There was one more thing you noticed.
Oh, okay.
You almost turned off the tape as he ran off. But you realize there's a little bit more footage.
Oh, okay.
And as you fast forward a little bit, not long after he fled the scene of a crime, you do see that there was someone standing near the churchyard, walking a dog, who was looking in that direction the entire time. And it looks like almost like a vagrant woman walking a dog on a leash.
She would pause the tape on the person's face and look at the guard. Does this woman look familiar to you?
She does. I was unaware that she was in the area.
What do you mean?
Well, she walks through here every now and then. I never fast forwarded the tape long enough to see that she was even there. Her name is Tegan Barnes. She lives not too far from here.
Can I have an address, please?
Yes, and he writes it down. It's basically like a derelict building that a number of homeless people take shelter in.
Now, would you say, has anything ever struck you as particularly peculiar about Miss Barnes? beyond her economic state.
I can't remember. Why can't I remember? That's funny.
Lovely.
Hmm.
Well then. If I may please have the copy of the tape so that investigators can investigate it more thoroughly, I would be much obliged.
And he's able to pull the footage onto a flash drive and hands it to you.
Okay. Please destroy the original. I can trust you with that, yes?
Yes.
And she'd head back to the team to report the findings.
After I've looked over the bodies, I would want to pull out some vials. Take samples of the blood that was vomited on the ground, samples of blood directly from the wounds, and probably pull out my phone and just take a few photos of the scene. Very close-up photos of some of the wounds and the positions of the bodies, things like that, before anything gets moved or disturbed.
I also feel like a lot of the things that Allison would be doing I'm also talking to Dr. Marshall while I'm doing it. Like, okay, so it looks like it came from this way, and I'm standing where the body would be and trying to pinpoint things and help with that.
Yep.
Understand.
Force of impact. You can see the denting here.
The blood splattered that way, so it looks like that would probably be vomited then.
Yeah. I think anything that didn't come from this area right here is from
definitely
the blood
anything
being vomited.
Above about 3 feet for sure is vomited spray.
Not necessarily from the force of the tears here,
but from that direction it goes that way.
Yes,
they didn't get
for
thrown
that
way.
that particular area, certainly. Yes.
I do have a simple way to solve this argument.
She
just holds up the flash drive.
Security footage, of course.
But where's the fun in that?
You know me. I do enjoy raining on parades.
Well, now we have at least to know who's right.
So there are 2 things. The first being that our dear old chum fled that direction in those lovely pantaloons we were discussing earlier. Take note of that for your
pantaloons, so it is a
Marisol.
vampire.
Indeed. But of a more concerning matter is that there was a witness who seems to be wiped from the memory of our dear security guard.
Which means that is for sure a vampire, because that would be oh god, April just blanked. What is it? When they wipe your mind.
Oh,
I think I have
glamour?
I think I have
Glamour.
I think I
Or suggestion. Yes, the power of suggestion.
Although, in the footage, did the attacker see the witness? Did he know she was there? Could we be dealing with 2?
He did not appear to realize that she was there. It seemed like she came sometime after the attack. The subject in question obviously was more recently brought back to this world, seemed very much on the brink of starvation, and honestly a bit out of his depth as far as how to be one of the living dead properly. Hence and she just gestured vaguely towards
what you're telling me is we have a baby vamp on the loose who does not know how to control his powers yet, or their powers.
Indeed. But the woman did not seem particularly surprised nor horrified by the sight in front of us, and which is suspicious in and of itself, as I found myself making facial expressions when I watched the video.
The woman in the video, does she seem to also be a person of interest? Does she seem to have...
Yes.
Question DM. Would we know if vampires had any weird filming things? Like, do their eyes change color? Would we be able to look at the woman in the video and like notice if anything was weird about it? Like that would trigger us, like vampires, changelings, fae, or anything of that nature.
Follow-up question while we're talking out of character. Do I think that the body that is still here is at risk of turning?
Yes.
Good question, Doctor.
You
Yes.
do wonder that, yes. Because this is an infection.
Follow-up question.
Mhm.
Sorry, my mind just went blank. If the ghost that comes back, if they come back, is hostile, can I calm it down? Can I try to?
You can try, sure.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
You can always try.
Cool. I can always try.
And then
To your
You can say
question,
that fast.
can you tell if it is a vampire or not with your sight into this world? You can kind of tell if a healthy vampire is human or not. There are some telltale signs, there's some tics, there's some things that they cannot quite mimic normal human behavior. Almost like you have a second sight for them. This one in particular will be very easy to spot as he is wearing 18th century London clothing.
Those pantaloons.
And he probably looks ill. He had not fed. He had just been coming out of a grave
Well,
for
so
the first time in hundreds of years.
I was more trying to figure out if the witness was
Yes.
a person of
Right.
magical ability. Because I've come to the conclusion that man is a
It's
vampire.
tough to tell on camera, but she did not look like a vampire of some
I
sort.
believe it's fair to assume that her lack of surprise at the scene makes her someone worth speaking to, even if she is not a supernatural. Yes?
I mean, sometimes when people are shocked, they freeze.
Well, again, as
This
I
is
said
multiple questions.
previously, the fact that while the security guard mentioned that he had seen her quite frequently, he was unable to recount specific details about who she is, seems suspect.
Quite.
Yes, I think you are right that we do need to investigate this person.
But as another, and I imagine that there's a work laptop that we have, maybe, that I can, show them the tape on so that way everybody can see. So, she'd do that so that way everybody can see it.
Well, this is horrifying. Thank you for this.
You're welcome. It's a good
Excellent.
thing that we all skipped breakfast this morning before coming over here.
For yourself, but I have a strong stomach.
You were just knee deep in blood vomit. So I
This is
believe.
He's a doctor.
Allison lights a cigarette because this is disgusting and she just needs to mind off of it.
Speaking of being knee-deep, elbow-deep in blood, Samira, I could use your assistance for a moment, if you don't mind.
Of course.
And I will pull... has a... Game Master.
Yes.
How does the body disposal work for our team? Or
Yeah.
body transportation?
Once on site, you would call it into the home office, and there is a local mortuary that works with P Division that is able to take everything discreetly away, transport it to your site for further examination. I will say that with the combined roles of Allison, Dr. Marshall, and Samira, you do see that there is an easy trail of blood, footprints, leading to a nearby cellar.
Excellent.
Near the site.
I will pull a black body bag out of the trunk of the car. Miss Monroe, I'm going to prep the body for transport. I believe we should contact the home office.
I'm already on it.
Thank you. Samira, if you could assist me for a moment. I just smile and I look sideways over at the body and then back at you.
Marisol, you're a civilian member of this team.
Mhm.
brought in for your very unique gifts. Your mother was a member of P Division,
Yes.
psychic, they would say. You know a little bit more about her than the rest of the team or even P Division did, and her gifts, which were passed down to you genetically. You place your blanket, you put on the radio, you channel those energies that were taught to you. And as you expect one of the souls of these young women to greet you, you see someone else. Unexpected. It is a bald, old vicar, possibly a reverend that once ran this church. And there is blood all over his hands. And he looks at you, his eyes very sunken and hollow, as if a tormented soul.
Father.
I love soccer too. I made many bets, you see. They didn't always turn out the way that I expected. Do you want to make a bet?
What would I be betting on?
Oh, we can bet on so many things. Who are you? Why are you here? It's been so long. He takes a step closer to you.
Two young women were killed here. I'm trying.
A lot of young people have been killed here. A lot of them. I know. I buried many. I killed many. He takes another step.
Okay. Get out the rosary.
You have one?
No.
Did you just smack a
Yes,
ghost
I
with a
do.
rosary? Because that's fucking awesome. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I actually got you out of the rosary.
You want to do that?
Bitch smacked a ghost with a rosary.
Yeah.
You want to make that roll?
Version of Guadalupe is on my side.
Yeah,
Come on,
it's
maybe.
all about
The power of Christ compels you.
it's about sending a message.
And
Why don't you-
Well, as I do it, I use Touch of Darkness, which actually hurts him, so it's actually hurting him with the rosary.
Yeah.
You're cool.
Why don't you give me your 1d6 dice roll?
And as I'm doing it, I kind of scold him like a mother would.
Dan, what do you say to this murderous vicar?
Oh, I just basically tell him like, you're very rude.
Ah! And the rosary whips and strikes him with the necromantic energies
That's 5.
from your
Don't be rude.
body, channeling into the chain of these beads. Did you roll the dice?
I rolled a 5.
Oh my!
Christ.
Could be a good time to explain how you can spend will to increase your
Oh, yeah.
roll.
Well, it's a hit.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
the damage that Marisol has inflicted.
yeah.
I just realized we needed. Can we help her? Is there like an assist? Like
Yeah, are we
you
seeing-
are all busy
Okay.
investigating the scene.
I
That's
was
fair.
texting for a pickup. I am not doing anything anymore. They're loading a body. I'm watching this craziness.
You're likely hearing what's going on. I don't know if you can see the spirit, though. You definitely see the spirit as Marisol is freaking out and whips a rosary and says what she says. And it's almost like when you see in movies a hand go through a spirit or a ghost, and it's like, oh, you can't touch me because I am incorporeal. In this case, no, it renders this man into the path of this rosary with these necromantic energies passing through him. Not only do pass through him, but split him asunder as green light emanates from him, and he screams and slowly dissolves and dissipates onto the lovely thing you put down to be nice to these young girls. There's now an ectoplasmic goo all over it, on your radio, on your rosary. It is disgusting.
Can we see that?
In cold. Yes, you for a brief moment you saw the vicar as the rosary struck him. You see a man appear as soon as she makes contact. And everything else I've described, you now see this event unfold as if by her interacting with this man pulled him from the veil that you cannot see into the realm of the liminal that you see very often.
Creepy man ghosts are the worst.
Did you just kill a vicar with a rosary?
Fitting.
That's a special level.
It's poetic.
It really does go to show you that you cannot judge a book by its cover. Well
Well,
done, dear.
okay, everyone knows that you can't trust a vicar.
Vicar nearly killed her.
But now you've gooed everywhere, so
More things to clean up.
not
Joy.
it.
Luckily, we aren't cleanup crew.
Oh yes,
Well,
Continue.
they're on their way.
mm.
Good job loading up
Oh,
the body. They're on their way.
She takes her blazer off and is just like, honestly, we really need to have budget. So the others doing this instead of us.
You,
because-
you both do know that they will package the body when they show up, right? You don't have to do that.
He has his own special methodology, and
I know.
we
I tell you
just
this every
humor
time.
the OCD.
With my back to the security guard, if he's there, I make the like staking in chest motion, and then
Yeah, so she just sort of like, grabs well, wait, so ST question. So this is not a Buffy situation where we can stake and leave. This is we have to leave it in there until or they wake up, right?
Take forever.
or do we not know?
You don't know.
Oh, great.
So
Okay.
you're basically gonna stake it,
Mhm.
body bag it, probably have it brought back to your office,
Yeah.
put
to
in
my
a
lab.
cell of some
Okay.
kind.
Oh, brought
And
back to my lab,
Um,
but yeah.
Is there something again, because this is like a construction site, like is there a piece of wood of some kind or
Oh, yes.
okay, yeah, so I'm gonna grab
We're-
one of the spare pieces of wood because I assume if we're going after the proper vampire next, I'm gonna want my knife baton for that.
We keep the good stakes for the good vampires,
Yeah,
not the maybe.
exactly. You know,
when I
again,
see-
it's all about professionalism and presentation.
When I
but,
see Samara do that, I'm going to walk up to the guard, put my hand on his shoulder, like, can you show me again where the entrance, where they came in from? Like, kind of taking him away from this staking that's about to
Oh,
happen.
yeah, whatever I can do.
Yes,
So-
please show me that.
she just sort of grabs the thing and is like
And it sounds like a beer bottle puncturing like an old watermelon. It's like, it's. But
this is the
you
one
guys are
thing
pros.
that she seems genuinely satisfied by out of what has occurred so far.
Yeah.
Dr.
why
Marshall
it is.
gets a text, grab its teeth.
I pull out a pair of the medical bag I carry is actually sizable. I pull a pair of bolt cutters out, and I break the chain on the handcuffs so that we can move the body. And I unfurl the body bag, roll the body in, zip that up. Once I get up to almost there, I pull a pair of pliers out of my bag. I'm like, put those in a little specimen jar and then zip it up the rest of the way.
I mean, also, if he does wake up now, he won't have his teeth to feed, so it's a win-win.
You lot and your souvenirs.
You do see the medical hearse come. They take the body back that Dr. Marshall had filled with these remains. Before you know it, they are cleaning the rest of the crime scene, taking photos, documenting everything as they go.
Samira would hand off the video to whoever the chronicler is before looking at the team. All right, then, shall we attempt to recover the one that got away? Because he did abscond with the other girl, and I believe that it is prudent to not have two of them when we do next encounter them.
I think, yes, lead the way. Do we need to drive or are we walking?
I
It
point
is-
at the blood spatters moving off in the direction towards the cellar door that we can see from here.
Oh, that's true. I forgot to specify. I would like to stealthily, because I have sneaky,
Mm,
go up to the door and check it out. Because I have a +2 to stealth and a +2 awareness to notice danger
very well.
as a trait. And it says cost none.
I am going to hang back and let you do that because I do not have any stealth.
I would like to use my spidey sense.
Please do roll your 2d6. Let's use awareness, and I'll add your stealth and
So that was a
awareness bonus
1
afterwards.
and a 6.
Oh,
So 7 + 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. And for stealth, it'd be 12. And awareness of danger would also be a 12.
You barely succeed.
It's
also
all,
have sneaky.
By
all I need to
one.
do is barely make it. That's all. That's
By
life.
one. And you could spend willpower as well, but you don't need to.
I
Do you want to
also
sneak with me?
yeah, because then I can back you up because I have.
Yeah,
a
I feel like
gun.
we're used to doing that. We do that. We go
Yeah.
sneaking. We're sneaking buddies.
I rolled very well. I got an 11.
Oh.
And then what is the attribute?
Awareness.
Awareness. Okay.
It's
11
the second one on physical skills.
plus 2 is 13 plus the sneaky, so another 2, so 15. I
Whoa.
am Secret Agent Metal Gear. Thank you.
Brink.
What was that? I must
So
have not imagined.
that's actually a critical.
Hi. I'm
Hey,
glad you came
hey.
along.
Yeah.
While they are sneaking up there,
So since it's a critical, can I use that to help Allison be more sneaky?
yes.
Okay, so I imagine it's one of those situations where like Allison's about to step on a twig and Samira's like, you know, this and then points.
I never looked down. I don't know why.
Yep,
You would think I would start looking down.
You can succeed another PC from with handling a similar thing by avoiding other hazards.
Yay!
But I also passed too, right? So what does a
Yes.
crit do then? Like, do we get bonus?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't
So
need no help. I made it.
You can either gain extra information,
Ooh.
look
Ooh.
really cool during the task, and impress an NPC or an ally, infuriate or distract an NPC who doesn't like you. You do the task subtly without attracting any attention. You accomplish what you were doing much more quickly than expected. How much more often depends on the situation and the GM. Or you gain extra information from a skill test. Often this is because you were gathering information or incidentally observing something while doing the task you were performing. In this case, I will give you both extra information.
Yay!
Yeah, that sweet,
And
sweet info
obviously,
dump.
you did not alert anyone.
Yeah.
While I am checking into that, Marisol, you just went through something awful. How are you feeling? How is Marisol feeling?
That ghost was really rude. He was creepy. He put his goo all over my things. I'm not.
That
I'm like
blanket will
trying to
never
just
be the
like
same.
clean. Like I'm gonna have to get it dry clean now, but like the nice dry cleaner. Like it's not going well, but you know, it just sort of just like I guess I'll just, like try another spot. Or I'll just like try and passively like look around as I go back to the group.
Beautiful. And as we go back to our sneaky Metal Gear duo, you approach a 2-level townhouse. The basement window has been shattered. There is a cellar door leading to the bottom of this brownstone. From the shattered window, you can smell that there is fresh blood and the smell of burned flesh.
Bloody barbecue in there.
That seems a bit unexpected.
Because you rolled so well, you could likely open this cellar door without making any noise whatsoever. If you'd like to descend down here and see what you find.
Open the door.
Dr. Marshall and Marisol, are you following behind, letting them take the lead?
I'm
definitely.
letting him take the lead.
Same. Just kind of holding back and observing initially, and then also, actually, I'm also going to be keeping an eye on the surrounding area, see if anyone, because we're moving away from the original site. I want to make sure no one's watching us, since that was apparently an issue.
Very well.
Let's see. So second question here.
Mhm.
Do bullets work against vampires for at least stopping them enough to get in range to stake them?
Yes.
Okay, then she's going to have her gun drawn.
Very well. Do you want to give me each of you an awareness roll?
Okay.
That is an 11, unless I'm trying to look for danger.
Mm-hmm. I would say you are.
13, so then a 13.
Okay.
Success.
Or if it's to find a hidden object, that's also a 13.
And I got an 11. I rolled as well for looking around outside.
Okay.
I rolled an 8. Plus awareness is 2, so that's 10, and I'm trying to see if I have anything that modifies that.
Well, you have the sneaky, so you have the +2 to notice danger.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
then 12.
Beautiful. You both succeed. I rolled for whatever's in the basement.
Oh,
Oh my.
lovely.
I'm gonna share my roll with the Twitch community because it's awful. It is 2 1s.
Oh, ow.
Oh,
Aw.
fantastic.
They're
That guy's for
tired.
you.
Snake guys.
Basement demon sleepy.
Yeah.
When I have guest players, I only use the crappiest of dice.
how you
Basement
get us to
demon
keep
sleepy
coming
is a
back.
mood.
I think that's been like the last month.
They're
Is
bored.
just demon
They're
sleepy.
just like, you know what, guys, I'm just
Yeah.
not feeling it today. Can we do this like Tuesday?
Well, I mean, again, he had a big day. He like ate somebody, and then he got real
Yeah.
sick, and now he needs a nap. Okay,
Like, I get that. Like, we've all
Yeah.
done that. We go to the
Yeah.
buffet, we eat too
Mhm.
much. You just need
Oh,
to sleep it
yeah.
off.
yeah, like
Yeah.
he went to that Brazilian steakhouse and like was not prepared.
No one is ever prepared.
No.
Oh, oh God, he's gonna have the meat sweats.
Oh, ooh, just bloated. Just like,
Find myself having quite a bit in common with this vampire.
Yeah, I kind of like this vampire. Do we have to kill him? Can we make him like our mascot?
He's like, come on, guys. I didn't mean it. I was just like, you know, I just got out of the grave. You know how it
Look,
is.
He
My
doesn't drink
sire would
coffee.
not get us a new fresh coffee or blood bag machine, and
No.
like we had to keep using the
Yeah.
old blood bag machine that just didn't work right. And
Also, I'm wearing 1790s finest right here. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
like-
those pantaloons
Mhm.
really do it for me.
Mhm.
Come on, like I can
This
give you a
would get
lordship.
all the ladies in
lords.
1790.
I can get you a lordship. Do you also have lords?
Oh man, yeah.
I know you guys, I know some of you fought a war over that sort of thing, but like, don't be mad.
You enter this basement. It looks like an old
Sneakily.
wine cellar.
Ooh.
There is a trail of blood. You very quickly see the body of one of the girls in the corner. As you're coming down the steps with your weapon ready and everything in arm and ready to go, you see him walk by you.
So,
He doesn't notice you at all.
oh heck.
And he is frantic. His hand is burned and scarred like charcoal, likely from the sunlight. He is pacing frantically back and forth. Still hasn't noticed you. His garments, like I said from the video, very 1800s. And you have an opportunity. You have opportunity against him. He doesn't even know you're there.
Real quick. I have this thing called Always Prepared, and that I have a mundane object with me that's not expensive, that's legal and easy to get.
You do.
Can that mundane item be a bunch of holy water? Like I just have a water bottle full of holy water in my pocket.
You mean Nerf gun? Or like the squirt gun, I mean?
Yeah, my only gun is a squirt gun full of holy water.
It's actually just a blessed super soaker.
Yeah, it's just a blessed super soaker. Like no one knows where I pull it. I just Men
like
in
Men in
Black,
Black.
big gun, super soaker.
Oh man, that's so cool.
Why not? You're in the Fang Gang. This is something that you would have
Then
seen coming.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my handy
P
dandy.
Division doesn't have enough money to give them gun licenses, so
We're in the UK. We don't have real guns.
I mean, I
You do.
so,
And I'm gonna point to it and be like,
well, so hang on. First of all, in this cellar, are there other windows?
well, it's a basement.
Right. If
Yes.
there are,
Mhm.
they're on the other side of these
Okay.
plywood walls. It almost looks like this is primarily used for storage, for wine and whatever.
Okay.
Whoever lived above. There's old furniture, a dusty piano.
Okay. So then, I guess, yeah. Can we do a surprise round? Because Samira's just like.
Do whatever you want.
so as soon as he walks in front of us, and his face is in front of me, I'm going to shoot him in the eyes with holy water to try to blind him so Samara could get to him and fight, because I am not a fighter.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him with bullets.
I'm just trying to make it easy. I am no use in this situation, am I?
Great.
He's
I can
pacing.
tell if he's lying or not. I got a plus in that too.
He's pacing back and forth, back and forth. He finally turns into the direction of the two investigators. Allison gets an attack of opportunity. Give me a roll.
2d6. I don't know how I'm attacking.
Let's see. With Allison, this is.
Well, I rolled a 6 and a 5. So that's an 11.
Yep, and this would be using shoot because it's a long-range weapon.
That is a 0.
But it's your combine. It's your skill in that category plus 8.
Plus 8.
Right, as
So
the difficulty. So you passed.
Yay!
Even
I shoot him in the face with my squirt gun.
And the holy water
Stupidest thing I've ever done.
jettisons from this device, spraying him in the face. Jesus Christ! And it instantly sears and burns him. His wretched hand coming up to defend his face crumbling even a little bit from the already sun-soaked damage he has taken. Samira, as he is blinded, hands on his face, trying to quickly take steps backwards to get away from you. Are you firing?
I am totally shooting him.
So wait, so while this is going on, is Marisol and Dr. Marshall just like upstairs, just waiting, like just
walk
sort
in
of?
and see this.
Would you have gone down the steps of the basement?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
You're looking at the combatants kind of handle this kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm just like there, just like, so have you figured out like the currency?
There's so many colors. What do they mean?
I just keep using my card, and I haven't had to use cash yet. It's great.
The two the two Americans, or not Americans. Yeah, two Americans.
Yeah.
They're not American. Marisol's not American.
That's what I thought. The two non-British bonding.
Non-locals.
Non-locals.
And then all of a sudden, there's gunshots and screaming. Fuck.
Yes, Samira.
I rolled a 9. 10 plus sharpshooter is 12.
You passed. Yep.
Sweet.
You had a 1 for your shoot, so rolling a 9 is automatically a success. You're going to be doing 1d6 plus 5.
Yeah.
Sharpshooter damage is included in that. So yeah, give me one dice roll.
I rolled a 2, so I do 7 damage.
7 damage. Now that's going to be subtracted from his endurance. Let's see how much damage you do. And I'm going to give him damage for this holy water as well, because lordy, that is painful.
Do we have to kill them immediately? Why can't we just ask
Well,
questions?
my plan was to blind him so we can grab him.
I
But also, bullets usually won't kill them.
You see.
So
Also-
we would know.
I mean, we can also stake him and ask him questions later when he's
Yeah.
tied up.
We could take him to the office and put him in a secure facility and then question him.
He is still standing, but in a tremendous amount of pain. Let's see. Vampires have some interesting abilities as well, as far as how they soak damage, much like in the World of Darkness.
No, they don't. They don't.
Do they have to?
Are you sure,
Yeah.
GM? This is your first time running this.
Yeah, like
Perhaps
I didn't
they're-
see that in the book. I just
Yeah.
saw vampires have 2 hit points.
They do have
points.
the vampires in this game, so that the players and the people watching at home, they have different traits which give them abilities: brawny, night sight, quick reflexes, rapid healing. However, they have a weakness to silver. Their limitations: they are weakened by sunlight. They have a vulnerability to garlic and mirrors. They can also have a thing called obliged, which I believe is something like you have to be invited in. It can be different depending on the vampire.
Invited him into the basement.
This is a house that is not in use,
I see.
luckily.
Man, somebody left all that wine?
We would like to
Right?
loot the wine room.
You're like, I'm gonna need that hearse to double back over here. He's got a lot of storage in the back.
Now we're going to have a great Christmas party, guys.
Yep. Forget the coffee maker. All right. The bullets whiz through. You pretty much almost empty the clip into the sky, striking him in the shoulder, abdomen. The force of it knocks him back. Dr. Thomas, you hear the gunshots ring through the air, as well as Marisol. He hits the ground, and he starts to scream,
God.
"Don't shoot, you filthy commoner! Don't you know who the fuck I am?"
So Samira is going to say, I don't care, and stake him.
Right on.
I will shoot him in the face again with more holy water.
Give me
In the mouth.
Give me
Shut
a
up.
melee roll.
Okay.
Am I gonna have to be good cop again too?
we are good cops. They are bad cops.
11.
11 plus your
Excuse me.
3.
I am a goddamn professional.
I like how we also kind of dressed for how we're acting.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're in the suit codes, like
Mhm.
we're gonna bust some heads.
How are
Aristotle
you?
like I'm not really working here. I'm a civilian.
I'm somewhere in between.
I get a paycheck, sort of.
How are
They
you?
pay for
sticking-
food and board.
You said that my baton has a staking end on it, right?
Correct.
Well,
So
if
that's
she
what
needs
I
a
do.
steak, I can
Yeah.
use my power.
Tell me
again.
what Samira does. Is he is been shot, blinded. He's frantically trying to get away from you, but he doesn't know where you are, and you've succeeded your role.
So yeah, basically, again, like she uses cop training to cold cock him down, grabs the club, and that smooth professional motion of ease of use, just bam.
Just runs him through.
Mm-hmm.
You use your police training to beat him.
Yes, entirely.
Okay,
Yeah, with
I love
deadly efficiency and
I love
force.
it's beautiful.
Because they're not human, so I don't have to care about respecting their rights.
They have no rights. They've been dead for hundreds of years.
Exactly.
Rights
Also,
in the
he's an
18th
old
century
British
weren't all
vampire.
that to
I
talk
mean-
about.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's like a white guy. I'm not afraid of
true
this
to
anymore.
form.
Like we're just gonna
Yeah.
beat the white guy vampire.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, plus he was part of a colonialization England. He
We
kinda
both
had
get a
it
couple
coming.
extra hits in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, he called us commoners, so like,
Yeah.
really, like, fuck the aristocracy.
You filthy casual. Right?
Yeah, like,
Oh, how dare you! Holy water up the nose.
He
Just sneezing the whole time. Like, just,
he goes completely limp.
and then keeping her gun drawn, but like leaving the stake in the dude. She would look around the cellar for I assume there's like an empty cask or something that I can rip off a piece of wood from.
You can actually leave your baton in.
Well, no, because I'm saying there's that other body still, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will use my magic power of always being prepared and pull a stake out of my
Cool.
back pocket, and I'll stake the girl.
You get like the
So, it
bag
says, like-
of like many things.
Yeah, I just have a bag of many things. I
You
just
just have a really big purse.
it's the suit pocket of many things.
Yeah,
Oh, wow,
yeah,
It's
yeah.
actually a really deep pocket, actually. Now,
Oh,
like, I
that's
could-
really, man, mine doesn't have
Alright.
pockets.
And it's a woman's shirt, which is even more impressive. Like,
Oh,
Awesome.
man.
oh,
That-
that's great.
It's
That
about
is great.
time.
I'm not just
Yeah.
gonna load up my
Putting the
pocket.
dice.
That's because that's because you obviously bought that in London.
Yeah.
Yes,
go.
London Target.
London Target.
Target.
Now I can't get things out of it. Sorry, that looked awkward. Can we
So-
continue, please?
Are you? I'm assuming you're going to be bringing this vampire, an actual vampire, back with you.
Yeah, I'll message our people.
Are we?
Turn around.
I just yell from upstairs. Are we good down there?
We are now.
Alright, I'll just go back to the street and flag down the crew that probably hasn't left yet because they're doing cleanup.
Clean up on basement aisle.
They get there. They grab a stretcher. Bring
I do this.
both. Yeah. They get
Dr.
to work
Marshall,
on it.
did you want to look at it before they take it away?
Yes, indeed. Thank you. And I will, after I flag them down and just hold up 2 fingers, like 2 more, I go downstairs.
And so I go down the stairs as well, finally.
In
Just a
his
warning, though, it's kind of a little bit gruesome down here.
Yes.
Mm.
The other
uh,
girl is no longer with us.
She's not in the best of shape.
in his pockets, you find extremely antiquated identification.
It's a skull.
Tobias
I've-
Gerard. Tobias Gerard.
Yeah.
Looked like he was a merchant of some kind in 1815.
I want to pull out his wallet or
Mhm.
his card and look at it and show it to Samara. I still have no clue who he is.
It's a scroll.
What?
I just pull out an evidence bag from my medical bag and I
Yeah.
hold it over my shoulder
So-
toward you.
she like looks at it and is just like, and he was accusing us of being commoners, but he's just one of the bourgeoisie.
He seems to be quite wealthy with his clothes. It has lace.
Mm.
Well, we'll learn more once we get him in the tank.
You're bringing him back to your offices for examination.
Yes.
I feel like we have like a special vampire holding room to
Yeah.
interrogate.
Cause like, you know, we'd probably want to know if any of his buddies got freed
Mhm.
up. And then also, I would want to swap my baton for a sheep steak so I can have my weapon back.
We would like to pick up our bag of steaks that we left at work that no one grabbed.
Yeah.
For the umpteenth time. That's also my
Hmm.
job, but I always forget it. Just like my gloves.
For expediency's sake, and we'll go on break soon, you make your way back to your offices.
Excellent.
Body of Tobias Trabard is put into a holding cell with the stakes still firmly implanted in the chest. The remains of the two young women are brought more to like the mortuary area, staked just in case. And as you arrive, Allison finds a message saying that there's been another murder
Oh, bloody hell. There's another murder.
not far from the last one.
Could it be the woman?
Does
And
it
with
give us
that-
any information about the body?
With that, we'll go on a short break.
No, I need to know the information.
Find out more in about 5 minutes.
Have to
Everyone, we will be back in
Anticipation?
about 5 minutes. Thank you for joining us for Liminal so far. Don't go anywhere, and make sure you stretch your legs, get something to drink, because that's what we're about to do.
Drink.
Drink.
Drink. Hold on.
Let me know when we're
Drink.
out. Welcome back to Saturday Night One Shots with Gehenna Gaming. This is Liminal, the role-playing game published by Modifius. We're having a crazy fun time with our guests this evening, who are ridiculously fun to play with and talk with and banter with in and out of character. So I love this game. We're probably going to do some continuating stuff in the future once I build some kind of storyline past this quick shot, one shot, quick start, phrases, words,
quick
things
shot
that people say.
Quick shot's a superhero.
Quick shot. It's a quick shot adventure.
Stroke? Do you need help?
I am having a stroke. There was a ghost that died earlier, and it really affected me. Whip.
Whip it real good.
She whipped it real good. Yes. Thank you for joining us for Liminal. I hope everyone's having a great time so far and learning the system. And there's a lot of really cool powers and abilities in here that I hope we'll get to in the future as we hopefully continue with some of these characters and they grow. Until then, this mystery is not quite over, as it seems like there has been another murder. As the dawn has set.
Looks like we got to go back out. There's another murder. Very close to the last one. Probably involves the persons. The witness, maybe? Did it say who the murder victim? Like, did it say male, female, anything like that, or just a murder?
How many exclamation points were used?
And ones, because that is a big deal.
Indeed.
Let's see. It was phoned in by...
How many exclamation points did it sound like they would have used?
By a Tegan Barnes.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Whoops.
Wow.
A Tegan Barnes, Tegan Barnes reported the murder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was as out of character clarified. A Tegan Barnes just called in a murder. And I do believe that that's one of our people that we all need to question. So we should probably get going.
Yes.
Before we go, is that not the person that we are suspecting of potentially being yet another supernatural?
Yes, it is, which is quite curious why they would be reporting a murder.
Perhaps we should restock some of the copious amounts of ammo you used earlier.
Yes, I have the bag of steaks. I remembered it this time.
And Samira, grabs the new clip.
You were actually greeted.
I pour holy water from my flask into the...
As this report comes in, the station goes on an alert. A lot of the other members of P Division are busy with something across town that has happened between the fake courts and one of the more magical communities that is involved with the Society of Merlin. In this case, Detective Skinner, who sent you that lovely chipper message at the beginning of the game, meets you in the common room, and he's looking quite agitated. What transpired this evening? What did you all find?
An found the corpses of 2 young women, college age, one had been exsanguinated, the other mutilated. Both we had staked and bagged because we do not know the extent of the contamination. And we also successfully captured the creature in question that did these acts. She looks at the team. Am I missing anything?
There was
I don't normally say this, but good work. Unfortunately, it seems there's another out there. 1 in a million, they say. Apparently 2 in a million tonight.
There is the unusual state. The vampire appears to have vomited copious amounts of blood at the scene, which seems unusual.
Yes, it was he was uncertain of how his powers worked.
Yes, does signify a young vampire, but then again, he also was wearing pantaloons
old.
from the 1800s, so I don't know if he had been staked and then turned and then immediately staked, or...
Many of the corpses that have been exhumed are staked due to the nature of the infection from the time period. They just staked everybody, just in case. It's very likely this one had died in the process and didn't even know what he was until he awoke.
Still unusual.
Do you think he might have been controlled?
But by who?
Wasn't there a lady?
That is true. We should actually be going. This woman, Tegan Barnes, she reported a murder, and we do believe that it might be...
Yes. If there's nothing further, sir.
Did you say Tegan Barnes?
Yes.
Do you know
Yes.
She is an informant from another group in the city called the Council of Merlin. They often keep up the barrier that keeps the liminal world from intersecting with ours. She's been an informant for some time. I don't think she's the cause of this murder, but if she reported it, she might be willing to tell you a number of things she may have seen.
That would explain then why the security guard was unable to recall any sort of details regarding who or what she was, as well as the lack of reaction she had when witnessing the scene. By the by, we had all footage destroyed at the scene, but the record is within the hands of the retrieval team.
Top-notch work.
Of course, it's me.
Tegan has minor magical powers. I believe she only has one familiar who acts as her eyes and ears. She's a very low-level member of the Council of Merlin. However, if she had called this in, it would be prudent to speak with her and find this killer before they escape into the underground and are lost for good.
Of course, sir. Whatever will we do without your stalwart leadership and guidance in these matters?
Oh, Captain, our Captain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, the upper management, while coffee machines are out of the question, has allowed an anti-vampire ordinance to be passed. You'll be given some special gear.
Oh, so we can afford new guns, but we can't afford decent coffee or a kettle. Good to know. Are we America now?
Exactly.
Is there something I missed?
We usually spring for coffee too.
Oh, bloody hell.
In this case, you'll be given low light goggles. You'll be able to see in the darkness. Stake batons, telescopic, reinforced natural carbon, and an MP5 variant. Semi-automatic carbine with silver bullets. If this thing gets into the underground and is lost, this infection could spread. We got lucky with the first one. Didn't quite know what it was doing, I was told in your report. This one was smart enough not to kill the very first thing it saw on camera.
Noted.
Chop, chop.
Oh well.
Great.
Shall we?
Yes. Dr. Marshall, you driving again, darling?
Mm-hmm.
You've
Please.
been driving, have you?
He's doing so much better. He only went in the wrong side once this time.
Mm-hmm.
And he even got through the roundabout without zero issue.
Roundabouts
there
are
was
easy,
only
it's the
the-
intersections that are. a
There was
problem.
only the most minor of curse words used.
And honestly, that is just normal.
Mm-hmm.
I'll alert our insurance company. They'll be elated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, next week we're going to start with Marisol. Don't
He
you
looks
want
as though
all of
he's
your
about to have
agents
an
to be the
aneurysm.
most prepared?
Yes.
I
On that
think
note,
Marisol like just has like as soon as you because I think like because she's used to driving in Mexico, she just does not know how to drive and or she doesn't have her license in England to be driving. But I think she has just absolutely like really bad road rage, and you'll just see her just like she's like really calm, and then somebody cuts her off, and she just starts screaming.
Swearing in Spanish.
Yeah.
Blind.
Marisol, where did you get that gun from?
Like.
Samara, get your gun back.
Honestly, at this point, I'm just a bit impressed that she was able to wrest it from my holster without me even noticing. Like,
I mean, that's true.
It was
she
really
did
fast. It was just like
yes.
Road
I mean,
Rage
again,
Marisol edition.
Well, I know-
GTA Marisol.
Well, I realize that we should be alarmed that she is waving a gun around and swearing at the, passengers and those, et cetera, et cetera. Again, we should really admire her ingenuity.
Yes. I mean, I feel much safer. At least it's not the American doing it.
Indeed. You know how they have that penchant for gun violence.
Yes, the second they get a gun in the hand, it's just bullets everywhere.
Yes.
But-
it's terrifying, really.
Are we almost there, Dr. Marshall?
yes.
You arrive blocks away at the address listed for the residents of Tegan Barnes.
A park out front.
There's a small pug sitting on the steps to the building, all by itself.
Oh, look at the little puppy.
They did mention she has a familiar.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy, a girl?
It looks around as if there might be another dog behind it, because it's a bastard.
I don't know what. Okay, I'm so sorry. Come here.
And then it leads you up a pair of steps into a derelict-looking building, which inside Tegan Barnes is sitting in a patchwork-looking chair, having the traditional cup of tea.
Miss Barnes, hello. We are the officers assigned from P Division. I believe you called in a murder.
Yes, I did see, well, a number of things recently. There was, there was that nasty incident the other night with those two young women. Arrived a little bit too late for that one. Didn't quite see what happened until after it was gone. However, Barnabas, my familiar, did see another body rise from the grave. Shortly after the construction workers were done what they had to do, it lied in wait until apparently no one was around. Barnabas, was that correct? It side-eyes her kind of funny. Yes. In any case, it had escaped into the sewers, not far from here, but not before it killed a paperboy.
Has the body of the boy been recovered, or is it still?
Oh, I say boy. He was practically a man. He was just a loser.
Well, that seems a bit judgmental, but
He doesn't even deliver anything on time. He's such a. The world is better off without that hooligan.
that seems a bit harsh, but very well, to each their own.
If Barnabas doesn't like him, I don't like him either.
I respect your opinion, madam, but again, has the body been recovered?
Yes. It's right out back, actually.
Oh,
What, you think I was just going to leave the body lying around for anyone, Tom, Dick, and Harry, to Flatfoot to come and mess with evidence?
I'm gonna head towards the body with Dr. Marshall.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
As well,
immediately-
yeah.
Yeah. I'll hang out with the old lady.
Just like, okay, Grandma, we're good.
Oh, wait. While she's telling the story, can I tell if she's lying? I have a +2 to. God damn it! To
Yeah.
tell if someone's lying.
That's true.
See, your own familiar is joining the tail here.
My own familiar is being a pushy little jerk right now.
Ah,
Mine too.
Like, Mom.
So can I roll to see if she's lying?
You may.
So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 empathy.
That is not enough.
I didn't think it was.
can
What if I
try-
wanted to spend willpower?
Then
How
you
do I
could-
spend things to make it better?
So, you can do that. You can spend a willpower and you can increase the margin of success by the number of willpower you are spending.
Do I have any idea how much I would have to spend to succeed?
You actually have quite a bit of willpower. You have
I
10.
have 10.
I would say you only need to spend 1.
Well, then I definitely do that. And for the audience and our players, what happens if we run out of will? Do we pass out? Do we end the scene?
If you run out of will, you can simply not spend any more willpower. You don't.
Oh, okay.
You don't pass out or anything like that.
Just making sure there wasn't like a.
You need to get the good coffee.
However, if you run out of endurance, and which is your life, and you go to 0, you're still alive.
Oh, okay, good.
However, if it falls below -10 because of damage or lack of first aid, you will die. If you take major damage, which is a 2d6 damage, it is a potential to kill or critical injury. If you do not have first aid, you suffer another d6 of endurance damage at the end of each round.
Good thing you have me around.
As
Is
long
it
as you
though?
get to us in time.
Is it?
I mean, he has the gloves. He knows where things are. He can heal us. Right now,
Apparently, he
Dr.
drives.
Marshall has just been the whipping boy to all of us, but really has been quite useful.
Yeah.
But we will never tell him that.
No,
No.
He'll
please
get the
don't.
he'll get the expensive coffee from Marisol tomorrow.
As long as we continue
That's
to
it.
as long as we continue to erode his will, then he'll continue to try to strive better.
Oh no.
Speaking of, I would like to go inspect the body.
Yes, I am also doing that to help.
He writes to his family. I hid it here.
Everyone is so mean to me. All the girls are rude.
They just say that they're very English. What does that even mean?
And the storyteller just lets it happen.
It's not even on my side.
It's not fair.
Sincerely,
Doctor.
Love your son, Doctor Tony
Dr.
Marshall.
He makes his mom talk to call him doctor.
Dr. Marshall. I earned that PhD.
Look, his mom calls him Dr. Marshall because she's like, your father and I have spent too much money not to call you doctor. I was going British, but realized you're American, and then I didn't know where that accent went.
It's the mid-Atlantic
Yo.
accent, darling.
His parents moved
They're
here.
also from Connecticut.
It's just like Long Island.
Long Island.
Look,
Parents-
Tony, your
his
father
parents
and I
moved
paid
here,
a lot
they
for
were
that
so-
degree. Everyone's going to call you a doctor.
They were so proud they moved here and now are faking English.
Mhm.
Oh no, they're like
Oh, no.
Madonna.
Yeah.
That's a dated reference.
If you marry
Yeah.
Guy
Yeah.
Ritchie, it's
Thanks.
pretty much
They
English.
like they just say it's like, well, we've lived here so long that we acclimated, and we're just like, it's been 3 months, mother.
You've literally been here. You just landed. The plane and moved to the
You're
tarmac.
fresh off the boat, mom. You're fresh off the boat.
Oh my god.
We're learning so much about Dr. Thomas.
Yeah, well, You
You
know,
keep calling him Dr. Thomas. There's no Dr. Thomas in
Tony
this
I
Marshall.
just
game.
realized it's Tony. But
It's Dr. Tony Marshall.
Yeah.
Which is
So
why I keep
Thomas-
calling him
Thomas
Dr.
is his father, okay?
Look, that's why I keep calling him Dr. Tony. Like I keep saying his name so you would hear it, but you keep calling him Thomas.
Yeah.
now
Okay.
listen here, Thomas.
it's,
something to say to you.
fine. It's fine. It's fine. Whipping
Thomas
boy
is
for
his
the,
middle
the
name.
game master as well as the
Tommy,
rest of the crew.
Tony Thomas Marshall. That's his middle name.
But none of you know that.
The third.
Anthony Thomas Marshall. Anthony Thomas Marshall is actually a nice name.
Yeah, there we go.
Kind of now.
You sound fancy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there we go. Anyway,
The body,
Moving on. The
Back
game,
to the
guys.
game that we're playing.
Yeah.
the,
I'm gonna roll
What's
some
up with his
dice.
body?
the body is exsanguinated.
okay. I made a roll. I'm gonna do some forensics. I have words. I have a 12. Anything unusual, different from the previous ones?
Can I roll find hidden object?
Yes.
Cool.
You inspect this body. It is the fang marks on the neck of this one are almost surgical, precise, clean, almost to the point where they were hard to find. There is no bruising.
Much more experienced vampire, it seems.
There seems to be no bruising on the body, which would have been found rather quickly post-mortem, as if there was no sign of struggle or grappling. It's almost as if this person allowed this to happen.
What do I know historically about vampires' abilities? This being my main area of study.
They have powers over the minds of those they victimize.
Hmm.
They are fast. Those who are experienced like this one are often too good at what they do. They are able to survive in society to a much higher degree than the last one, who, while he was a merchant, suffered the savagery of his condition. This one, you can tell right off the bat, is not only experienced, but likely could blend in society quite well, making the danger of his escape that much more prevalent.
I kind of think most of that out loud.
Well, to help, I rolled a 12 on like hidden objects or anything weird about the body.
You have found that, well, first of all, you're able to find an almost impossibly hard to detect trail of footprints leading from the back of the house, as this occurred in this very neighborhood. Talk about picking the wrong neighborhood.
I point them out to the doctor. And like, I don't say anything. I just point at them.
Where Barnabas's report was quite correct, it did enter into the sewer system. As far as on the body, things that you find, identification for the corpse, but also, while our good doctor is very skilled in medical practice and didn't find any bruising, you were able to find the impression of a fingernail, both the pinky and the thumb, showing the hand size of the individual as he grabbed the upper arm. It broke some of the skin from one part of the forearm to the other. Quickly kind of going over it and the width of the hand itself, you would assume that this killer is male.
Dr. Marshall, let me see your hand real quick.
Well, I hold up a gloved
Yeah, yours is
hand.
bigger than mine. I'll put it like where it is. Yep, it's a man-size hand. Did you see that?
Seems.
Did you catch that?
Is it bigger or larger than my hand?
Larger.
Quite a bit bigger than me
So
as well.
A very strong big man did this.
Likely.
From the parlor, you would hear, you know what they say about men who leave big handprints.
That they need large gloves.
Indeed.
Our weird British laugh.
Tegan also laughs in her teacup with the pinky up.
Is the body in front of us staked?
No.
Dr. Marshall, should we?
Yes, quite. If you don't mind, I hold out a hand. That you have
here.
the bag of extra steaks, and I will.
I just hand you one.
You hear it not only go through the body, but you hear as it touches the linoleum floor.
Got some oomph behind that one. You've been working out, Dr. Marshall.
I have to be able to keep up with the rest of you.
Tegan speaks up while Samira is in the room with her, saying, "There's a contact I know who works for the Hidden."
What do we know about the Hidden? Like, is this the Fae?
Yes, so background storyteller info that the characters would know because they're in P Division. The Hidden are a group of outcasts in the Liminal Society. They're made up of the shape changer lycanthropes. It's funny, they say that lycanthropes is a group, but it's not just werewolves. They turn into all sorts of things, even though they're called werewolves. They can shape shift into multiple animal forms. They're not quite limited. They're made up of them, the Fae, Dampiels, not quite thin bloods, but literally those with the vampiric infection who are able to still subside without quite murdering and can still go out in the sunlight. Gutter mages as well, primarily those with magic affinity who are not connected or wealthy enough to go to a academic society to learn. Many of which who are like Marisol, who were simply born from someone with the gift, who were homeschooled, so to speak. They stick together. They try to live outside of society's parameters, but they're not able to use a lot of their gifts to excel or succeed in life, as that kind of thing is frowned upon. So they stick together in tight communities, as they really only have each other. There are much more dangerous things out in the world that would seek to use leverage against them, whether criminal or worse, to try and get them to influence the mortal society. So in this case, Tegan speaks up and says that she has a contact. She tells you that her contact's name is Sparrow, a woman who lives in one of the local chapters of the Hidden. What you know about these different chapters is they're basically like pocket realities located underground, where space itself folds in on itself, almost like the Fey realm. It's not something you can walk into not knowing. They typically come to you, not the other way around. Well, you go see my old friend Sparrow down there. They'd be very interested in helping you stop this thing, as it is as much of a danger to them as it is to the rest of society.
Can you tell me what to expect from your compatriot's abilities?
Sparrow, or
Yes.
some kind of gutter mage? Not one of my type in the Maryland group. But
are they useful at tracking then, or
well, Sparrow's quite good at tracking. She's the one to talk to if you're trying to find somebody.
Excellent.
And she's got a number of people who keep the peace down there as well. You strike a good deal with her, she might even lend one of her people to help you out.
Deal, you say? I tend to be wary when it comes to deals with the hidden. What exactly would she be looking for?
Anonymity. Forget you met her. Maybe even allow her to make you forget about her. Or simply agree not to talk.
That we can agree to.
She's a reasonable one.
Can I attempt to see if she is lying or hiding anything with regards to the trustworthiness of this person?
Sure can.
Yay! Oh boy. I rolled a 5, but I do have investigator.
Adds 2 to your empathy.
Oh god, I have no empathy. So I rolled a 7.
I'm just a stone cold killer. So you got a 7.
Yes.
Which is not quite enough.
Can I spend some will?
You can. Which is a good thing, because failing in this game can sometimes be very, very rough. As we saw with the vicar. Sometimes things just happen to...
Yes, we hear you.
Cool.
It's
Yeah.
very quiet.
Okay.
Sorry, I got really excited. I've been watching her like struggle with this for a while, and I was just like so excited I heard her voice.
Okay.
Do I get a feeling of like how much do we need to spend? Or is it just yes?
You can tell that she's kind of pissed at Sparrow. Like, this is someone who is like on a super low rung of this Merlin society.
Okay.
Where there are people who are much younger than her,
Yeah.
who have been able to study and they have natural magical power. She's someone with a dog that she can talk to that acts as eyes and ears. So the fact that this person who lives under the sewers is this like well-established, connected magical guru, she just doesn't like Sparrow at all.
Okay.
For all you know, Sparrow's awesome, and this lady's just, salty.
Okay. And you want me to spend 1 will? Is that good?
You got a 7?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you have no empathy.
I know.
Yes, Marisol.
Can I try and see if there's any like magic around the room or like any illusions?
Sure.
Because I do have that. Well, it doesn't cost anything, but like I can see magic and magic creatures, shape change creatures, illusions, as well as ghosts and stuff like that.
By all means.
So yeah, I want to just kind of like get in tune with that sort of thing and see if like what's going on here.
Yeah, let's roll the 2d6 and add your lore.
Okay. My lore. Okay. That's a 10.
Which is a fail.
What?
Use that willpower.
Okay, I'll use a willpower.
There's 1 willpower.
Do we seriously all keep missing it by 1?
Mm-hmm. So you can tell that the dog is not quite a dog.
Mm-hmm.
It is some kind of fae being.
A fae?
That is using some kind of glamour to appear as a dog.
Shit.
As we hear barking on someone's thing.
That's mine. That's lady. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. It adds to the drama.
She is not a dog and she will not be ignored.
Yes. I mean, clearly it's speaking for itself.
She's a
No,
German
it is-
Shepherd, and German Shepherds are talkers. So
Yes,
it's
they're. I love that breed. So in this case, yeah, Barnabas is much older than he appears. He's some kind of fey creature that seems highly intelligent, although only able to communicate with Tegan,
so
which, as you can imagine, is probably very frustrating because Tegan is kind of salty,
no.
especially because the dog is probably smarter than she is.
Mhm.
New mission. We liberate this dog from this horrible owner. This dog is
I
now
do
our friend.
kind of, I think I sort of have like sort of like leftover, like maybe like chicken or something in my tote bag. Like, would you want some chicken?
It's funny because Tegan almost instinctively goes, "You're not feeding my dog," but then it realizes that the gig is up, or she realizes the gig is up, and Barnabas just simply royally walks over and accepts this chicken and practically does like a one-knee little bow.
I bow as well because I don't know how to. After round pay. Like, why not?
You're done feeding His Highness. I believe there's a murderer in the sewers.
His Highness, and he bows. That is a royal fey creature, and you just did the right thing.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man, that makes it like so much more awkward that Allison was like, "Oh, it's a good boy."
Oh yeah, he hates me. I insulted his entire kind. Like,
Oh man.
He's like, my name is Reginald. I am.
do you know who I am, you commoner?
Jesus. P Squad versus the aristocracy is the
Kneel before Zod.
oh, man.
But yes, it seems quite fond of you.
Okay. It was cooked chicken, so it wasn't raw.
What is
Oh,
your
There
next
are no bones
move?
in that.
What is your next move, my friends?
I
I guess it's time we go.
yeah,
We found some footprints out here. We should probably check them out.
indeed.
And there's a man's hand, so
man's hand.
well,
the
there's a
hand
man-sized handprint on the
Ah.
man's body. So I'm guessing we're following a man-sized man
Or
that would
someone
track,
with very large
yes.
hands.
or someone with very large hands, larger than Dr. Marshall's hands.
Well. She just gives you a look.
Shall we?
It's okay. I have tiny hands, so yours is probably bigger than mine.
Thank you.
That
Thank
is
you.
very sweet of you to humor him.
Thank you,
They're the
Marisol.
same
yeah.
size. They go hand in hand.
Samira's
I
hands
feel
are
that-
actually bigger than Dr. Marshall's.
Dr. Marshall has very beautiful, like, surgeon fingers.
Yeah.
and, like,
His hands are impeccably dry too.
oh, so dry. So dry.
Would you like some Bath and Body Work?
We have some lotion if you need it. You look a bit ashy.
It's the gloves. They leave a residue.
Okay.
Um,
Yes, I will follow the footprints because I found them. I have the
Mhm.
thing, the +2 to find hidden things. So
yeah, and then
yeah.
there is also a contact that we were given, one of the hidden, a woman named Sparrow. While our source did not seem to particularly think highly of her, it seemed to be some sort of petty grudge between them, likely due to some sort of status within their world. I find that I have always enjoyed women named Sparrow, as they tend to be the best kind of people.
That
It's a
they do
very fun
usually tend to be
name.
fun.
It's a very fun name.
So is
You
the
should
dog
go.
all right to be left? Should we take him with us? Them with us? They seem to know a lot more than she did, from the sounds of it.
I feel like Samira just kind of like looks at Marisol like, this
Um,
seems to be your division of expertise. What do you think?
It's not a dog. It seems to be a fae that's stuck in a dog form.
Oh, I look at the dog. I am so sorry about that. You, I'm sure, are still a good boy or girl, but I am sorry for the way I spoke to you earlier.
Patronizing, I believe is the word.
The patronizing of,
Mm.
I mean, technically to normal animals, you would, why am I explaining? I don't even know if you can understand me.
Sewers.
This
Sewers, we
unusual,
must go to the
Yes.
sewers.
We must
yeah,
go to the
this
sewers,
unusual
yes.
pug just snorts at you and actually does follow.
Ooh.
We got a dog, everyone.
Oh,
Everything always works out good for a party with a pet.
yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait to get him a little tie and a little jacket.
You make your way down into the subterranean layer of London. The tunnels are spacious, not really that dirty. As if, for some reason, large excavators literally went through here and spent hundreds of years digging these out. Doesn't take
Dr.
too
Marshall,
long.
we do take quite good care of our systems down here.
Fair enough.
Indeed.
I pull my pocket flashlight out.
I'm nearly certain that there are no crocodiles living here like your New York sewer systems, as we've had.
That's a tall tale.
I thought they had sharks in theirs.
No.
No, not sharks, please. It's not seawater. Everybody knows that.
I don't know. America's weird.
It is, but, I have heard tale of kaiju beasts also stomping about that city.
Kaiju beasts, aren't those Japanese normally?
I think those are
Normally,
Japanese.
yes, but they cross the ocean specifically because of, again, the Americans and their love of nuclear weapons.
Oh, you're right. They
You
do
probably-
have a lot of that.
Frankly, I wouldn't know, but you're probably not wrong. There's a reason I left.
I tend to be right about a lot of things.
And at that
We
point,
know
on that, I just
everything.
lower the low light vision
My
goggles
lord.
and turn them
We
on.
have goggles, and we all put our goggles on. Everyone, use your goggles. Be safe. Everyone have your buddy.
I get goggles this time.
Yes, we want to make sure you're safe.
There's
Marisol,
a-
make sure
yeah.
you stick with someone. Everyone have their buddy. Okay, let's go.
Not before long, the wall up ahead seems to shimmer.
Oh no.
Shift.
I don't believe a
I
wall
can
is
see
supposed to do
this
that.
illusion.
And in your goggles, your night vision, you see a very slender young woman. Duran Duran Rio shirt, leather jacket, and jeans. And her eyes are shining right back at you.
Oh, she has shiny eyes and pants on. She must be a vampire.
Pardon me. You wouldn't be,
Okay.
by chance, be named Sparrow, would you?
Yes, I am. You here stalking that killer?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
We were told that we should team up and combine resources. Is this something that is amenable to you?
Yes, because this problem affects me and my people as well. Is that
And who are your people?
the hidden?
The hidden. Okay.
Is that Barnabas behind you?
Yep.
Yes, he's a very good friend of ours now, apparently.
Did you finally leave that foolish old witch? And it just kind of like shakes a little bit. Any friend of Barnabas is a friend of mine.
Excellent.
Thank you, Barnabas, for coming with us.
We should make
Yes.
haste
Yes.
through these tunnels.
Yes, very quickly.
Did.
There's more at stake here than just one of these vampires loose in the sewers who could spread an infection to the surface world.
How so?
Care to elaborate?
Yes. There's been a number of them down here, we have found from time to time. Every now and then, one of the undead from the above comes down here. Before long, they disappear. Nothing disappears down here. They're going somewhere.
That sounds
And
ominous.
rumor among my people is that they are gathering for a purpose, though we don't quite know what. But we've heard that there is a man who calls himself John Williams, King
The
of the Dead.
composer.
Quite different.
Of course.
Oh, thank God.
I suppose it would be too much to ask if they were all gathering for some sort of concert hall.
They call him the Dead King.
Mm.
I don't know what his ambitions are or what he's doing, but I assure you, they're on the lookout for this man, this killer, as much as we are. That could present a problem.
Can you show us the direction that they're all gathering?
I wish I knew.
And this Mr. Williams, is that who we are tracking this evening, or is that another individual?
No, that is just a rumor, one I tend to believe. That's the only information I have to go on, so. As for the killer, I don't know his identity. But I can tell you that he's been very hard to track. We're very good trackers down here. We know our own home.
Good to
However,
know.
there are many places like our own home among the hidden down here. The folds in reality, which many call home. In this case, this man has been able to bypass them, possibly traverse them. He's making it very hard to find a trace. However, he's fed recently. He's probably a little too comfortable with his new lease on life.
So you can find him.
Yes, but I'll find him easier with you.
Well, then we should get going.
Question.
And quickly, before he gets another victim.
Quick question. Once we find him and take care of him, you have no problem with us taking custody of him. Yes?
You can burn him here, you can burn him there. It doesn't matter to me.
Excellent.
We do not harbor killers.
Then we shall get on with it. I see the footprints go this way.
As do I.
Right.
Let's go. And I keep following them.
On the we do not harbor killers line again, Samira sort of like touches her left arm briefly and sort of has a dubious expression but says nothing as they move on.
I just kind of look at you for a second. And
Go ahead.
I was like, can I ask her, are there any psychics in the hidden?
Of course.
Okay.
There are many there's many with magical ability among us, myself included.
Mhm.
Are there some in your division?
Did you ever know about a woman named Dr. Maria Mendoza? She was
With P Division?
Yes.
Yes. I was quite fond of Dr. Mendoza. Are you related? Or how do you know her?
She's my mother. Or was my mother.
I'm sorry to hear that. We should talk after. I may have some information for you. Or possibly, she spent some time down here.
Really?
She did. I'm sure that there's a number of people who would be able to tell you a little bit about her if you were wondering.
Yes, I was quite. I just, yeah, I'm looking to get to know more information about her.
I mean, there's a lot of my friends owe a great deal to her. She taught many of them who had the gift but recklessly didn't know how to use it. We owe her a great deal. So you are always welcome here, and perhaps after all this, we can talk more.
Of course, I'll probably have to go back with them though.
Come back anytime.
Yes.
Preferably after we find murderers.
Yes. that would be nice.
And while I highly encourage this, perhaps the loud conversations should be saved for later as well, as they may tip him off that we are close by.
Mhm. Yes, of course.
The small dog runs ahead and stops in front of something on the ground. Broken glass.
What is it, Barnabas? Did we fall down the well?
As it points it out to you, and you see it, and he notices that you see it, he runs ahead again, down another passageway. There's more broken glass.
It looks like we're following the broken glass. I'll look at the glass. Does it look like anything?
No.
Looks like a light bulb.
It's a light bulb?
And above it, it looks like there was rudimentary lighting down here from when they were doing some work, some repair. This creature is shattering them as it goes, making sure that, well, it assumes that whatever's tracking it will not be able to see in darkness. It's probably your first thought.
Yeah.
It's convenient that it is leaving us a trail of breadcrumbs to follow.
Yes, that does seem to be odd that it's trying to destroy the lights, yet leaving us a trail.
Probably doesn't think we can see it.
Well, luckily we all have flashlights now, and these handy... Oh, no, we have these lights, these glasses.
Still, be on your guard in case the glass is also meant to be a distraction.
Every time there's a glass pile, I point it out so no one steps on the pile of glass.
Yeah. Because it could also just be the obvious bait to lead us into a trap.
At a certain point, as you're following them, the dog stops. Doesn't go any further. And it's about that point where you hear a very loud metal clang, as if something has been thrown against a stone wall, heavy, like a thick piece of iron. There's a clearing up ahead as the tunnel comes to an end. Almost looks like a water basin of some kind from the storm drains. Up above, made of cobblestone and concrete, there are a number of metal bars blocking the other tunnels that normally would have kept going. In this case, it seems like a dead end. Would you like to search the room?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
And at the same time, give me your initiative awareness rolls.
Samira has her gun drawn as soon as there's that sound, just like the gun and flashlight combo.
I have a 9 for awareness.
12 for awareness?
Oh.
Awareness. Was it? Is it 2d6?
Yes.
I rolled 2 6s. Does anything cool happen?
Yes, an alarm goes off.
I got a 7, so I'm blind. Probably.
But let's see. Is this so that would be 12 plus awareness is 14.
Yes. And you have an exceptional ability of investigator.
Yes.
+2 awareness. Well, this is not. This is.
I wasn't sure if it was for the hidden or not.
I'll give it to you because
Okay.
even though that this is initiative, you're still trying to find something. That was your intention.
Yeah. So
going into this before knowing that there was a threat. So
16.
Yeah, that is a 16. That is a critical success.
What do my elf eyes see, ST?
First of all, wait a minute. Marisol, what did you
Taking
roll?
the hobbits to God.
Potatoes. What'd you get, Marisol?
Kind of...
The beacons are lit. Gondol's fade.
Victoria, what'd you roll?
Oh, I got a 7.
And Dr. Marshall.
9.
9. Dr. Marshall does not see it. However, Samira, you see that there is a man, fairly large, wearing 18th century gentlemanly-like clothing, who's holding a large piece of metal. Looks like he was trying to slam it against a couple of the bars leading into one of the tunnels. But he is stopped, and he is looking right at all of you. He sets it on the ground and begins quickly moving about the room as if to come up behind the lot of you, thinking, you can't see me.
I definitely shoot him.
Before the rest of you know what's happening, Samira opens fire on something. The flash of the gun barrel startling you as you're wearing night vision goggles. The muzzle flash blinding you for almost a second. Samira, why don't you give me your shoot roll?
Shoot roll. The roll is an 8, 9, 11.
And that is enough. Let's see what we got for stats on this guy.
Let me know if I need to roll damage.
Stats are kind of all over the place here. Forgive me.
How dare you?
How dare you? This ST is a buffoon.
The audacity.
Dr. Thomas would have had the answer much quicker.
Yes, but not Dr. Tony. Like
No, Thomas would have. Dr. Tony did not know the answer. He's just
living in his father's shadow.
What if Dr. Thomas is Dr. Tony's dad and he's British? Like
yes.
American.
There we go.
And
you make contact. You raise your MP5 and you shoot a number of silver rounds directly at him, striking him. The rest of you see this.
Do you need me to roll damage?
Yes.
Is it the same damage as my current gun?
No.
Oh.
I don't believe it is.
Ooh.
It is D6 plus 4.
Is that with or without sharpshooter?
That's without.
Oh, excellent.
So that's basically 1d6 plus 9.
Okay.
That's a bad day.
I rolled a 2. So not great, but yay sharpshooter.
Still an 11 damage.
Hell yeah.
Which is absolutely insane. Why did anyone ever give this character an MP5 with silver rounds?
Because I'm a goddamn professional.
Yes.
Are the rest of you shooting as well?
I pull out my squirt gun and fire at his face.
You do have a silver weapon like everyone else.
Oh, we
I
all
don't
got
want to
one?
be an over.
You all have one.
Everybody does.
Oh.
I feel like I handed my gun to Samara so she can like double fit
Oh
dual
man,
wield.
that'd be. I'm fucking Lara Croft here.
Yeah, like I don't use a gun, so I'm just like I look at it. I have a 0 and shoot. I'm just like, here, Samara.
I also have a 0 and shoot, but I have a skill that means I don't take increased challenge levels if I don't have the skill. So
Oh, cool.
fuck it. I will also shoot.
I'm going to squirt gun him and then run into punch
Aw,
because I got punch.
Go for it.
yeah, okay.
So I have an 8.
I have stealth, so I will just hide.
Dr. Tony, that was... Well,
Hey, you got it that time.
Yeah, you actually passed because you had...
I was gonna say I'll spend the will.
No, you get it right there. Roll 1d6.
6. So plus 4.
8.
So 10.
Yeah. Marisol.
Hiding.
I'm hiding.
I had a 13 to punch.
I just like.
You have a 13, Allison?
Yeah, to punch.
To punch. 1d6.
I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter.
6.
Well, I am a fighter, but only when I have to be.
How much life does this thing have? It's quite a bit. I know that.
I have the pliers in my hand. That helps the punch.
You got your
You got
big.
both of
Hell
them,
yeah,
so they're like
dudes.
dual wheel.
You got your big rings on.
Got my big rings. Got the pliers on my hands. Got my keys in the other hand.
Mm-hmm.
It takes the clip of silver damage from Samira. You can tell that it is extremely painful as each of the impact bullets seem to sizzle on its flesh. Dr. Tony makes contact with it as well,
Surprising himself.
shooting him in the torso.
He
Similar
like
effect.
opens his eyes after he finishes firing, like, wow!
It is still standing. It looks like it's in a ton of pain.
It took all my damage too.
As it lunges towards Samira with inhuman speed,
I hit it with my chancla. You've stuck a touch of darkness.
hands knocking the automatic weapon out of your grip, grabbing your blazer and lifting you up off the ground. Allison comes up from behind it and punches it in the back of the head.
Donkey punch. I yell.
It drops you and falls to the ground.
Yes.
What is your next move?
I'm gonna whip the stake out.
Yeah. The steak,
Whip it
steak,
out,
steak.
Dr. Marshall. Whip it out.
Steak, 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 steak.
Make an attack roll.
All right. So for the stake, would that just be melee?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about I do actually have skill in that. Oh. That's a 10, and I will spend will if I need to.
That's enough. Let me roll to see if...
Surgical precision.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
Wow.
We find out in like a month he's not that kind of doctor.
Yeah, I'm actually a shrink. I've just been
Podiatry.
observing you
He's
the
not
entire
a
time.
doctor in
No.
anthropology. He's an
No.
English major, dual
He's a
major.
Oh my!
He's a
we-
podiatrist.
The stake comes down, hits cobblestone as it quickly rolls over and out of the way, reaching up and striking you in the thigh. If you want to give me an athletics roll to see if you can dodge it in time.
Not the doctor. We need him to live.
That's a 7. I will spend will.
E.
Spend 2 will,
All right.
and you will get out of its way. Barely.
Ah,
So,
Its
it,
hand grows quick claws and swipes, cutting the your pants, but not skin, as you barely get out of the way. Next with initiative was Samira, unless Marisol wants to do something.
I think I'm gonna take out my chancla. I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna use touch of darkness. Touch the darkness. So hit it.
Awesome. Yeah, let's give me a 2d6. There's no bonus here because you don't have melee, but if you hit, you can roll your touch of darkness damage.
So 2d6 to hit. Okay.
Mhm.
That's an 11.
You strike it.
Hmm.
Please roll 1d6 to see how much it takes.
He takes 4. Huh.
All right, let's see. Down to that. Allison.
I'm gonna
Actually,
go
no,
back into hiding.
yeah.
sorry, Samira is next with her initiative.
So is it still down or is it like has it healed from what we had done?
it
has-
like rolled away from me and tried to attack me, so it's probably
Right.
partially like halfway giving
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is severely damaged. As the stake came down, it rolled out of the way,
Okay.
sliced at Dr. Tony. Is kind of now in like a creaturous position, no longer in that gentlemanly pose. Marisol was able to strike it quickly, causing it to hiss. It
Then
is
I'm gonna
now.
try to stake it with my baton.
Gotcha.
Um,
You have good melee too.
I do. Ooh, I rolled a 10. And my melee is 3, so that's 13.
You strike it. Give me your baton damage. Actually, I think you might actually have better baton damage with that vampire ordinance then.
Oh yeah. I rolled a 4.
Honestly, it's strange. The stake baton does not have a damage modifier on it, but I'm going to say it's better than your baton
Okay.
because why would they do that otherwise?
Yeah. I don't know.
So, we'll
Budget
get
cuts.
the budget cuts. It's made of coffee. That's where it went.
It's just liquid as you go. Ah!
But coffee grounds has been blessed. No, we'll give that like a +3, so that is 7.
Yeah.
Allison, you are up to bat.
I try to stake him.
Let's do it.
We're all just like diving it in deeper.
I can't. 5 + 4. That's 9. Oh God, I just could not math.
You did it.
Plus melee is 9, 10, 11.
And that is it.
It's that
The final
scene in
stake.
we're all just trying to hit him in Shaun of the Dead.
The final stake goes through his chest as a torrent of blood pours out of its
Oh.
mouth and onto your face.
I just had this shit dry cleaned. Oh.
Samira would pull a handkerchief from her pocket and hand it over to Allison. Hey,
It slowly
I have wipies.
starts to disintegrate in front of your eyes.
well,
Unlike
my
many of the
bad.
other vampires you have seen staked.
Doctor,
Ooh.
This one's old.
this is a bit
Let me see
peculiar,
it.
isn't it?
It's taken too much damage.
It usually only happens when they're old and take way too much damage.
Hmm. I do hate it when they get.
Dr. Marshall, you would just...
I take a sample.
The silver bullets that you had shot him with are now loosely amongst his clothing and a pile of dust.
bag and tag everything.
Yep.
All those clothes going in a Ziploc bag,
Start.
dust in a little thing.
I open my medical bag and start pulling evidence bags out.
Can you all
Start
give me a
taking
quick awareness roll?
1d6 or 2d6?
2d6
Are
plus
we
awareness.
spotting the
5,
hidden?
6, 7, 8, 9. Or
Yes.
danger.
Yes, Samira. The hidden.
So 10,
Allison got a
14.
5.
I have an
12.
11.
I got a
14.
10.
That
14,
room
12,
is
10,
14, 12, 10.
11.
Wait, no, plus 2. 12.
Cool. You all see it, including Sparrow, who's behind you, who is frankly just not a combatant. Up ahead, in the tunnels, as you're collecting evidence, there is a very small, rotten young lady. Much of her face has been desiccated. You can see her teeth. And she's hiding, trying to hide. Beyond those iron gates, down a far tunnel, hidden in the darkness, she witnesses the death of this vampire and those who are cleaning up the various things it left behind, and runs off into the darkness.
It's a problem for another day.
Barnabas, catch!
Samira would look at Sparrow and be like, I presume that's not one of yours.
With a shot.
I've seen her around, but she's not one of mine.
Is she,
Would I be quick enough to like get a snapshot with my phone?
well, is she a
Yes.
threat?
Okay.
If she's not one of mine, she's a threat.
Exactly.
We don't have undead within our ranks.
Well, we have a picture of her. We could do some research when we get back to the office, but either way, we need to get this body out of here before we draw more attention.
Yep.
Hmm.
I'm going to
And I'll
continue
start-
on with the cleanup.
Dialing in for our cleanup, our pickup crew.
So are all the undead bad?
Mostly.
Unknown.
I tend not to stick around long enough to find out, she says.
Marisol, if you could please examine the space with your gifts, perhaps we can determine why, if there were any hidden sort of walls or undetectable things. It seems strange that this creature would corner itself in this way for us to capture so easily.
Seemed like he was trying to get through that grate over there.
Yes. It's entirely possible that there's some sort of secret that our eyes are unable to perceive, but perhaps Miss Mendoza's will.
I'll do just that then, see if there's any illusion, any magical kind of influence, any hidden walls that may be.
You don't. However, actually give me the roll real quick.
That is a double sixes.
Oh, man.
Hey.
Your eyes attune through the darkness beyond the veil of what the goggles show you. And while you don't see any unusual passageways or folded space or anything like the hidden I talked to you about, you see the soul of the vampire you have just killed in front of you, hands in his pockets, looking down at the dust of his former body.
I go up to him.
You can
I'm
see.
sorry.
You have the sight.
Yes. I'm sorry what we had to do. I'm sorry about what happened to you.
It's inevitable. I would have done the same to you. It's how things are. I wouldn't have lost any sleep over it. You shouldn't either.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Nothing I would ask, you would do.
All right.
Anything I would ask will betray all your oaths.
Anything to help you pass on? A ghost is a horrid existence. For very long.
Douse the ashes with holy water.
Mira would,
Okay.
hearing the one side of this conversation, just tap her on the shoulder and whisper in her ear, "Darling, if you can find out anything about who or what is calling them and how they are getting there, and leverage that for ensuring that his soul is put to rest, etc., etc., that would be very helpful."
Kind of just go like gesture because he can hear, so it's like
We all hear the call of the dead king. You don't know how he does it. But as soon as I awoke, I heard his voice. And I've never heard a voice do that. Call across great distances. I was a vampire for a long time. I've met many of the undead, wizards, sorcerers, creatures of all kinds. Not one has had the power to do what this being is doing. His call is far and wide. He's amassing us down below in the depths. I couldn't even resist the call. You think the first place I wanted to go was down here? I can control anyone just as easily on the surface world. If it weren't for that call, I would have probably marched right into your division.
What they always say.
Let's see how well that would have worked out for him.
I mean, I do imagine that that glowing orb of death in the sky would have been a bit of a deterrent, but it's good to have dreams.
I say thank you for your candidness. And I think they have their own personal kind of like holy water.
He has a squirt gun of it.
Yeah, but I don't want to be like, rest in peace.
Don't you though?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Seems like you kind of do.
You could do a 21 gun salute.
So is it like just because it's not a gunshot, just like a very slow sad pea sound every like 30 seconds.
Appropriate for a vampire.
And it's just like
oh, hold on, it's empty, I have to reload it.
Yeah.
So are you pouring one out for your new Victorian homie?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna say, may you find peace in the afterlife. And I pour one out.
You made a joke earlier that Marisol was the sweetheart, and she is.
Mhm.
She is the heart. Like
She's our cinnamon bun.
I know. This is so sweet.
It's because because a part of her backstory was that she connects with like the undead like more than her mother does. So how I interpret it is that she can empathize with them.
I like
You can
that way of
empathize
interpreting it.
them.
That was really
Mhm.
neat.
Yeah, so I think she really does like feel for them, and that's why she's like, well, like, are all the undead bad? Because it's from her experiences with ghosts, they're just sort of just lost souls
Yeah.
who just like want to find rest.
And many of them are
Really
tethered
like how you did that.
Yeah.
where they were left. So yeah,
Mhm.
as
So
the bottle is open, or before the water hits the ashes, he gives Marisol a slight bow.
Mhm. And I
Disappears.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think like how Marisol sort of like views this whole thing, like I think for her vampires, like if they are sort of like, and maybe they are also kind of just stuck in this sort of bestial state of like being.
And that'll be fun to explore.
Mhm.
I believe that's it for tonight, everybody.
Is that a
Thank you
wrap?
for
Good
playing
wrap.
Liminal.
We
with
just
us.
up the body
Fun
into
people.
a little
Yeah.
bag.
Before we end,
Urn.
when filing reports at the end,
Oh god,
Dr.
of course the
Marshall-
doctor wants to roleplay filing the goddamn
Mhm.
reports.
Dr. Marshall will make a note, because we don't fully understand how people are infected with this disease, that Miss Monroe was potentially exposed to it.
Yeah, I got that in my mouth.
Yeah,
Aw.
that's definitely
All
getting
up in my
filed.
mouth.
He's like,
I yelled about
Yeah.
that too.
Please observe.
After we get back, yeah, I feel like you just like pulled me aside and be like, I'm going to stick with you for a while. Let me know if your temperature changes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Samira's report is just like all objectives met with nothing of consequence lost.
Not like even the slightest gloat of, man, I double shot that thing like a badass.
Allison report isn't done. She went to the bar. She went to the pub. She has to get the taste of vampire blood out of her mouth.
And a shower. Everybody
shower.
showers.
We're English. I went to the pub first. Let's be
Mhm.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get a cuppa.
I got some
We have a change of clothes in the office for when things
Yes.
get bloody.
Obviously. Hmm.
Got some green applesauce on my nice blankets.
Oh, you're never going to get that out, love.
Oh, there's a very
as-
good dry clean at the end of the block. He's used to these kind of things.
As we put a nice little ribbon on this, that corpse woman who saw you all shambles through the darkness of the sewers, lit only by the occasional light from the gratings above, sniffing the air through long hollows and missing flesh on its face, climbs down a broken hole in a sewer pipe, down, deeper and deeper into the earth, until surrounded in nothing but darkness, until it's greeted by a literal light at the end of a tunnel. Flickering candlelight illumes a drainage chamber. And as she walks into it, it's a vaulted room, totally out of place. Some grand lost Victorian folly in drapes and rudimentary seating with hundreds of candles. And in and around the seats, there are dozens, maybe hundreds of undead, lounging, talking in husky whispers, and laughing through dead lips. And at the head of this diabolic facade, there sits one man. His skin is papery thin. He wears a powdered wig and has a tatty ensemble resembling a frock coat on his shoulders. He reaches out with a long bony finger. Come, my newfound friend. Eat and rest with us. For those who would kill you are gone. Here in the Dead King's court, all are welcome who have already risen. And that is Liminal.
Yay!
Oh man,
Very nice.
That was so much fun.
it was so fun.
That was super fun.
I love our group so
Oh my
much.
god,
yes.
this was the best.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Thank you
That
all
was
for
so
playing. This
Thank
has
you for
been
having us.
a super fun time with a really cool game, but made better with great people. Please tell the viewers who watch this now and later where they can find you.
Who
On the
do you want to
interwebs.
start?
Wow.
I'll start.
Yeah.
No
Right,
one wants to
I'll
do it.
start.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. I am April Reagan. You can find me online at April Reagan. I am all over the place. I do fun things like this when I get invited. And I'm so happy because I love playing scary horror things and I never get to do it. Because normally I'm playing Friday nights and a Magical Girl a Magical Girl campaign where I'm a Sailor Scout who does magic. And then I play Cyberpunk on
That's
Mondays,
cute.
but that's about to come to an end. But also, if you're into podcasts, North by Northwest Campaign 2 is out. Episode 1 is out. I play a wild magic barbarian raccoon who goes into mom rages. Oh, also, she's from the South, so she's just trying to protect her little friends. So definitely follow me on Twitter at April Raygun to learn more.
That sounds amazing. Let's go clockwise. Jen Brazas, Samira Begum, where can they find you?
Hi, I'm Jen. I am found on the internet as Savage Sparrow. Tomorrow, if you want to see me continue to do more terrible accents, I will be streaming Pathfinder with the Penny for a Tale crew. You can also check out my website, savagesparrow.com, for amazing nerdy apparel and accessories to level up that wardrobe.
Savage Sparrow Studios was a proud sponsor of our virtual HorrorCon, which we were super excited about because your totally awesome 3D glasses witch was
The movie Magic
so
Witch.
good.
Movie Magic Witch, which I have a lovely print of ready to be framed and hung on my wall. Thank you so
I didn't
much.
realize that you did that stuff.
Mhm.
Because I have like sorry, not important. Go
Oh.
ahead and finish your thing. I can
Post-stream.
gush
Oh,
about
no,
your
that was
beautiful art
me.
afterwards.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I love your stuff.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I didn't come for like the ego boost, but I'll take it.
Damn it, you're gonna leave with one.
Yes.
I mean,
What we do here.
Rounding out our cast and crew, we have Victoria Vela, who played Marisol Mendoza.
Yeah. Yes, you can find me at Jesus_spicy, where I just tweet about TTRPG things and just other things as well. But I whenever they want me to play, I say yes. So yeah.
You're on my list.
Excellent.
So, I'd love to have you back for literally anything, but I would love to play more Liminal with all y'all.
Yay. Yes,
And then,
this is so fun.
Just tell us when.
Yeah.
Some guy who played a guy named Thomas or something. Maybe it was Tony. I don't know.
It was so unrememberable.
Dr. Anthony Thomas Marshall III. No, I personally have a bunch of stuff in the pipeline between Gehenna Gaming and now joining the cast over on ATL by Night. But most importantly, you can find out anything I have going on at www.gehennagaming.com or over on our Discord channel or following us on Twitter at Gehenna Gaming or myself at Ravnos. We have way too much, and I just talked about all of it on Thursday. So we have a lot of cool stuff coming up on this channel right here, so check it out.
I now have apparently one more game to plan. Started planning other games, but that's okay. I like writing a lot of stuff.
Yep.
So that's a lot of fun. I am Rick. I story told this game with these wonderful folks. You can find me at Oops All Suddite at all the same places that Ian just said. So thank you all for watching.
Yeah.
I'm going to be talking to all these people post-stream and over the weekend and such because I'd like to keep playing this wonderful game
Definitely.
These fantastic characters. So in the pipeline, stay tuned. And thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure to take care of yourselves and don't go anywhere. We're going to raid a wonderful charity game going on right now over on the Wooverlords channel. So stick around. We'll push you right over.
Yeah.
Send Rita our love. She rules.
Yeah. Thank you all and good night.
Yeah.